Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Monday, November 6th, 2023. And I don't normally say this at the beginning of episodes, but it's episode 100 of Second and Short. And I've got my man Colin here. We're watching Sunday Night Football, Bengals Bills. An interesting Damar Hamlin tribute to start the game. Tribute video seems like he's dead. He's not. Yeah, this is weird. We'll get to it later. We've also got NFL Week 9 to talk about, Silver Slugger predictions. I think the Gold Gloves are actually coming out as we speak. Or they might have already come out. College Football Week 10. We're going to switch things up. No more AP poll. That's useless. Our CFP top 10. So it's going to be our personal opinion. Nobody cares what the CFP has to say because they're always wrong. Next week's best matchups as usual, and stake your claim to close it out. But let's start with our favorite moments from these 100 episodes of Second and Short. Colin, I'd like you to take the reins here.
Yeah. So probably right now, my all-time favorite moment is draft night
Yeah,
on Second
I
and
think
Short.
that's the best.
We getting Mike, Jalen, Luke, Brock, everybody's
Yeah.
coming in. And man, was that a blast.
Yeah, it was super fun for me and Luke to go for 3.5 hours. And like Luke talked about it on the last episode for the 1 year anniversary, he was like, I never would have thought that we would have wanted to keep talking more than we did. Like, there was more things we could have talked about on that episode, but we filled that whole podcast content all the way through. It was amazing, and it surprised me.
Yeah. And that's just one of the many moments that we have.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites is remembered in probably, I think, our most viewed Instagram reel, where I said that Patrick Mahomes is a system quarterback in Stake Your Claim, and Luke's reaction was just like, "Huh? Like, no way you just said that." And then I was like, he is the system. You can go watch that on all platforms if you want to hear the rest. But another one, obviously, our most viewed clip we've ever put out, which was I think like the third, maybe fourth episode of Second and Short. Me and Brock were the only ones doing the podcast at that time, and in Stake Your Claim as well, I said that Jim Harbaugh is on the hot seat, and that has aged pretty well.
Yeah,
Not
it's
for the
coming up to
same
be that.
reasons I said, because I was like, at this point, there's an expectation of winning a national championship. Not at this point, you've been stealing signs for 2 years. But yeah, that one definitely lives with me because like that was the clip that like gave me the motivation to be like, okay, like this is a real thing. This can keep going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's always a good time, MLB season, shit talking the Yankees.
Yeah, every
I
time.
mean, hearing Luke just every day, just man, what the fuck,
Yeah.
man? Oh, dude, I love it. I
Yeah,
can't.
like
I'm so
the
excited for
injury
next year.
updates from
Oh, dude,
Luke,
yes.
the Carlos Rodon injury saga.
The Nestor Cortez.
Yeah.
It's just like every day is just like, oh, yep, we suck. Oh, Aaron Judge hit a home run.
Yep.
Oh, we suck.
Yeah, just crazy. Um Another great memory of mine, obviously the first episode, but that was super fun. I feel like I had to mention that one. But each episode where I brought in a new host. The first episode with Luke was awesome, super fun. Never would have imagined, when I first thought of it, that he'd be a part of it. Now he is, full time, and then bringing you on full time after so many guest hosts. So many
I,
times you
I
guest hosted.
I finally got my shot.
Yeah.
I know I bugged you a little bit. I'm like, hey man, when am I gonna come on? When we running it?
There was definitely some times where I was like, Colin, you got to stop asking or I'm not going to let you come on. But finally, with Brock having to leave the podcast, I knew for sure it was going to be you next up that I asked. So I'm so glad you're a part of it. It's one of our biggest episodes is when you came on as the full-time co-host. So Yeah, that's a great moment for me because, like I shared on the first or on the Friday episode, me and Colin have known each other for like going on 15 years, which
Yeah.
is crazy because I'm 20 years old. That
Yep.
is 3/4 of my life spent with this idiot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Speaking of idiots, all right, to round out my favorite moments is when, we recorded a banger of an episode and this guy forgot to hit record.
Oh, yeah.
So we recorded
Yeah.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah. Another
And
great moment is when I did it again. Um, except you went to the Braves game. Like we were
oh
doing it in
yeah.
a time crunch, and I was like, I text you. I was like, dude, you won't believe this.
No, I wasn't that was like we
Oh,
recorded
that
it,
was the
but
one we recorded the whole thing, but your audio wasn't in it.
yeah, so you just see my mouth moving, but
Yeah,
that's it.
for nothing.
Oh man, dude.
And then I had to record the first solo or no, that was the second solo episode, I think.
I think that wasn't that the first
The first video
video?
episode,
Yeah.
which has been so much fun. The video episode.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
you can see my balloons behind me. These cost me a pretty penny at the Dollar Tree. Um, yeah, it's just been one hell of a ride. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep track of episode numbers now. After episode 100, just I feel like we don't need to see the episode numbers in the first place. We never talked about them on on the podcast. It was just there for like chronological order. But
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I decide because in the end, it is up to me since I put up the YouTubes and the podcast episodes. But yeah, going forward, I'm gonna keep churning them out 2 times a week. Me and Luke have discussed some things. I'll discuss with you later, but we've talked about maybe some scheduled weeks off, maybe 1 or 2 scheduled weeks off throughout the year. Won't be during football season, I can assure you of that. But maybe in those dog days of the MLB where it's just there's nothing to talk
Yeah.
about.
Where there's literally nothing in sports going on.
Yeah, exactly. But for now, yeah, the future of second and short lies in our hands, and it lies in you guys' hands as well. So make sure you guys are sharing the podcast. That's something I always skip over when I go to talk about it. Because as much as you guys can like and comment and everything, the best way to grow this community that we're trying to make here is for you guys to share it with everybody, your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your third cousin. I've previously mentioned
Dog.
dogs. No cats. We already established that no cats allowed. But there is so many people you could share it with. Go ahead and just I don't know, make like fake Timu TikToks about sharing this.
No,
But
that's funny.
yeah. With that being said, Colin, it's NFL Week 9. Sunday Night Football going on right now, 7-0 early in the first quarter to Cincinnati. But let's talk about the whole week. The whole Sunday at least, and we start with the Dolphins versus the Chiefs in Frankfurt, Germany. All right, enough. No, not doing the accent. I thought I was going to do the accent for the whole recap for that game. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Oh, that was horrible.
It was pretty bad. Okay, Patrick Mahomes gets it started with 71 passing yards on the opening drive, finds Rice in the end zone for the touchdown. Another long drive by the Chiefs, this time 95 yards, culminates in a touchdown, this time to Jerick McKinnon for a 14-0 lead early. But Tyreek Hill makes the catch. Trent McDuffie pops it out of Hill's hands. Mike Edwards picks it up, looks back and says, Mr. Cook, take back that ball, as he laterals to Brian Cook, who takes it to the house for 6, 21-0. And the Chiefs are putting their schnitzel on the table. The Dolphins find some late life in the third, and Cedric Wilson catches the 31-yard touchdown to cut the Chiefs down to a 14-point lead. And then Raheem Mostert makes the most of his trip to Germany, finally breaks one off for a 13-yard touchdown. And then a bad snap makes Tua and the Dolphins fall in Germany Chiefs win 21-14. Wild game
I think that was the first time this season that the Dolphins were shut out
in the first
at
half.
halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, at halftime.
Dude, I don't know what the deal is, but the Dolphins aren't that good. Is that
They suck against the good teams, and then they look really good against
yeah.
shit teams.
Yeah, just
I I, I
sounds
don't know.
pretty middle of the pack to me. But Mostert had a pretty good game, 12 carries, 85 yards, 1 touchdown, but to see Tua only throw for 193 yards is kind of absurd. Like he's been chucking the ball all year. The longest reception in this game was Cedric Wilson's 131-yard catch for that touchdown.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like there was something going on over there in Germany. Just like because look, you got Mahomes with 20 completions and only 185 yards.
Yeah. I
Like
know
it's the same thing.
they were trying out some new grass, a turf grass hybrid that they grew up in the Netherlands and then put in that stadium in Frankfurt. But yeah, I don't know the deal here. It's weird because like the teams weren't running that much either, but the whole second half, the Chiefs were not passing the ball. Like Mahomes
No,
had 71 passing yards on that first drive and ended under 200.
yeah.
It
Like
was wild.
after that first drive by the Chiefs, I was like, oh, we're about to see another shootout here.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And must I say, for Travis Kelce to have 4 targets in that game, they were mainly using him as a decoy.
Yeah.
Like
The
that's
Dolphins had a good defensive scheme. The problem is they didn't account for the extra guys on that offense. I get
oh
shutting down Kelsey is a great idea, but this team wasn't dropping the ball like they have. They were actually catching the ball, and that obviously is a key to victory.
yeah, no, absolutely. And then going back to that fumble with Tyreek Hill, man, dude,
That's absurd.
Drew, or no, Durham Smythe
Yeah.
absolutely could not pick up McDuffie, and McDuffie just blew that play up.
Yeah.
Like Tyreek never stood a chance.
No, not at all. And then the awareness of who was it that gave it to him?
Edwards,
Yeah, Mike Edwards,
yeah,
who was about to get tackled and's kind of turned around, gives
just like
Brian
here,
Cook the lateral, and Brian
like
Cook
run.
takes it all the way. Like that was absurd.
Like that's a Forrest Gump moment. Like here, take this, go.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
it was
that's like
crazy.
overall, like it was a very competitive game to watch, but it's just
Yeah,
like they flip flopped, Like the first half, Chiefs were dominating. Third quarter, the Dolphins were dominating. Fourth quarter, nobody could put up points.
yeah,
Like that's absurd for two really good offenses.
yeah. They are. They're high powered. Like yeah, Kansas City has its struggles and has this season, but we know there's a possibility for great offense out of them. You have a great quarterback. You have a great tight end. You got some solid running backs. Nothing at all
Yeah.
out of this team, but they still get the win.
Yeah, and then like we said, Mostert always finds a way to get in the end zone,
He
no
does,
matter
man.
what. Like he'll have the most boring, like he'll be like 10 carries for 19 yards,
Yeah.
and then he just finds the way to get in the end zone.
Yeah,
Like it's ridiculous. I'm ready for A-Chain to be back.
me too. He's an
Like
exciting guy to watch.
I think that's really they're missing. That's the key part that they're missing right now.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
Jalen Waddle got banged up on the first play, like first drive, so that really put a damper on his mobility in the game. But overall, just a weird game over in Frankfurt, Germany.
Yeah, definitely. But let's get into the next game. We bring it back to America. Vikings versus Falcons. And rookie Jaron Hall gets the start, and he's out with a concussion. Josh Dobbs makes his debut, an unexpected debut for the Vikings, and he gets sacked for a safety. Okay, well, let's give him another chance. He fumbled. Alexander Madison, though, finally did something, gets the big reception on one of the drives, then comes out, gets the touchdown on a play action pass, makes it 11-10 Falcons to go to the half. What the fuck was that score? Um,
Dude, at one point it was 5-3.
that's true. It was 5-3. It's
And then it
just
was 8-3.
yeah, 8-3. A lot of field goals for Young Wei Koo. But let's continue the recap. Taylor Heineke tosses a screen pass to Jonnu Smith, who takes it 60 yards to the house and gets the 21-13 lead. On the next drive, Dobbs gets it moving, and as I've pointed out every week, he gets his rushing touchdown for the day to bring it back. They pull it in. Tyler Algier gets back into bully mode, pushes the Falcons ahead 28-24. Then, in his unexpected debut for the Vikings, Josh Dobbs finds Brandon Powell for the game-winning touchdown with only 22 seconds to go. Vikings take the win 31-28, and the Falcons blow another game.
Man, that was a tough one to watch.
Yes, it was. I was pissed.
Come on, man.
What's up with Bijan? 11 carries now.
That fumble was horrible.
Yeah.
That sucked. But also, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Bijan because, listen, 2 catches on 4 targets. No. 11, he's getting out carried by Tyler Algier.
Yeah. Who did not have a good game at all. I know he got the touchdown. He sucked.
Yeah, it was not good at all. And Bijan Robinson, 11 carries for 51 yards. You'll give him the ball more. Please.
Yeah.
Like
Taylor Heineke did a great job at quarterback for the Falcons in this game. I have no issue with his performance. Obviously, I'd rather him not throw a pick, but this guy throws a lot of interception-worthy passes. I'll say that. Because he likes to throw downfield. That's going to happen. He's going to throw probably a pick in most of his starts. But we got to be able to run the ball to help him out. You can't just make him do everything. That's what we did to Ritter. It forced him to make mistakes a lot. Probably more his fault than anything, but you got to support Heineke a little bit with the running game.
Yeah, Heineke's a gunslinger. What I like to say, he likes to thread the needle. He likes to. Sometimes he tends to force passes when maybe he should look somewhere else or just get rid of the ball, which tends to those turnovers. But like you said, he can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
We drafted Bijan for a reason. Use him. And then also the Falcons are just tight end university, bro. Our top 3 receiving levers: Jonnu Smith, Kadarius Hodge, Kyle Pitts. Tight end.
Well, Kadarius Hodge, I think, is technically a wide receiver. He's
he?
Just kind of big.
Oh, I thought I swear
6'2", 203. He's a big guy, but he is a wide receiver.
Last year, I swear he was on the roster as a tight end.
He might have been, but yeah, Kyle Pitts and Jonnu Smith. Kyle Pitts could have had a better day. Jonnu Smith getting that 60-yard touchdown on a screen pass was ridiculous. He had multiple plays with so many yards after the catch, and this just the epitome of it.
He was moving too.
Oh yeah,
absolutely flying. Big man had the wheels.
But let's talk about the winning side. Josh Dobbs just kind of did his job. He played pretty well, I'd say. Obviously, the safety, the fumble, that's tough. 3 fumbles, actually, and he lost 2 of them. He got lucky that the Falcons couldn't capitalize all that much on them, but he just kind of did his thing. The rushing was good. Alexander Mattison was still super inefficient on the ground, so Josh Dobbs kind of had to carry the weight, and he did. 7 carries, 66 yards, and he had the rushing touchdown, and Hawkinson did a pretty good job considering Josh Dobbs didn't throw for very many yards. He was throwing a lot of checkdowns, short passes. And Jordan Addison definitely on the receiving end of a lot of those screen passes, which he did a good job of making something out of it. But, it wasn't helping them. And then you have KJ Osborne, who got lit up and left the game. That was a scary-looking hit.
Yeah. The front and the back side of the head at the same time. It's just you never want to see that. And he was on the ground for a while.
Yeah, he definitely was. But yeah, just I still don't get how the Vikings won this game.
The big thing, like you said, is we caused some turnovers there early game. We only got field goals out of it.
Yeah, a lot of field
Like,
goals.
oh,
Younghoe Koo
that
had one hell of a day. 4 field goals, a long of 54, 2 for 2 on extra points.
yeah, but back to that. So when we caused the fumble and we got it down to the 2-yard line, how the fuck do we not get a touchdown right there?
It's crazy.
Like, I will say that that jet sweep, uh, for Jonnu Smith,
Yeah.
I thought that was a brilliant play. If he just cuts inside a second earlier, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
But come on now, any team in the NFL should be able to score from their 2-yard line
Yeah,
on 3 attempts.
definitely. But they didn't. And
No.
the Vikings get the best of them. Crazy.
Yeah. I will say, Atlanta's O-line looked better.
It did. Yeah. Heineke had protection. He just throws into some bad areas sometimes. Sometimes he needs to throw it away. Sometimes he needs to check down. He's always got his eyes upfield, though.
Yeah. Oh, and Van Jefferson tried to fuck us again.
Yeah, he did. That one pissed me
Never
off.
never do I wanna kick a 48-yard extra point. Like, what?
Well, and it doesn't help that he we also got a first down. I think Jonnu Smith got us the first down. Maybe it was Kadero Hodge, but he committed a offensive holding.
Yeah.
Like
He's
just
he's
multiple things.
he's struggling with this team right now.
I would love nothing more than to never see him play again for the Falcons.
Yeah. Give Scotty Miller some more
Yeah,
time with him. I'll take Scotty Miller.
he got nothing in this game. I don't even know if he saw the field.
Yeah, but also Cam Akers ended up leaving
Yeah,
with an injury as well, so that's something to look out for. See if Alexander Madison's gonna be getting full snaps now.
it don't matter. He's gonna
I'm
run for
here
like
for it.
2 yards per carry.
Yeah, but I'm okay with the 47-yard reception.
That's true. That definitely helps out. But let's get into the next game. Cardinals versus Browns. And Deshaun Watson gets it started for the Browns, throwing the ball off the head of a Cardinals defender. Don't know how that even continued to move, but it did. It shot right up in the air and into the hands of Amari Cooper for the touchdown. Then Deshaun Watson sees some tight end and he hits it. David Njoku for the for the touchdown and a 20-0 lead. And it wouldn't be a Browns recap without a Hunt punch. A 3-yard touchdown for Kareem Hunt makes it 27-0, and that's how it ends. Tough scenes for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
missing Josh Dobbs.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Like, you could definitely tell the offense with Clayton Tune, the offense with Josh Dobbs is
Yeah. The offense with
way
Clayton
up there.
Tune had 58 fucking passing yards.
Yeah, and also got sacked 7 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Not
And,
good.
like, there's just, like, no offense at all. Like, there was 21 total rushing attempts and only 41 plays of offense.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson
Not
threw the
good.
ball 30 times.
But yeah,
But no.
Clayton Tune throwing the ball 20 times and having 58 yards and 2 picks is ridiculous. Like, that's bad.
Oh,
And then they couldn't run the ball either, and they just weren't on the field a lot. They only ran 21 offensive plays.
yeah, they kept turning the ball over.
Yeah.
2 picks. Yeah, Clayton Tune pulled a Desmond Ritter. 2
Yeah.
picks and a fumble. A classic Desmond Ritter. Except for Desmond Ritter would be like 3 picks and 2 fumbles.
Yeah, and like 900 fucking passing yards, but we'd still lose. Yeah, like Marquise Brown did nothing. Nobody ran the ball. Is Amari DeMarcado out too?
Yeah.
Jeez. So it went
Yeah.
to Keontae Graham or Ingram. Yeah, Keontae Ingram out of USC. Never heard of the guy. Tony Jones Jr. got a couple of reps out of Notre Dame as well. But yeah, this was bad. This was really bad. And the Cleveland defense looked fantastic. Grant Delpit had a great game. Dalvin Tomlinson had 2.5 sacks. Shelby Harris, Zadarius Smith also get a sack. Myles Garrett, his only tackle of the game, a sack. Same goes for Jordan Elliott. But yeah, this Cleveland defense was fantastic in this game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, Amari Cooper, what a game.
Yeah.
Only 5 catches, but 139 yards and a touchdown.
Yep. And then Jerome Ford being a utility on both ends. Yeah, 20 carries for 44 yards is not good, not efficient whatsoever. But also having 5 receptions on 7 targets, but 33 yards, like that's helpful yardage. I'm sure he was extending some of those plays with those 5 receptions.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that he had 7 targets.
Yeah, the most on the team. Amari
Yeah, that's
Cooper only had 5 targets.
yeah, he's perfect, 5 for 5.
Yeah.
That's why, and one was the long ass touchdown. But like you said, Kareem Hunt punching it in between 1 to 5 yards
Yep.
always.
He's good for it, man. It's the Hunt punch.
The Hunt punch,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, this game was a fucking shit show.
It was.
Arizona is gonna secure their spot for the number 1 pick.
Yeah. We'll see. The Panthers may be giving them a run for their money. But let's continue talking. The next game, honestly, just as bad. Rams Packers. And
Oof.
before I even talk, there's 2 bullet points for this game.
Okay.
That's it. So Aaron Jones starts the scoring for the Packers with a 3-yard rushing touchdown in the second quarter. And then after quite a few field goals, the Packers do their best Captain and Tennille impression, a little Musgrave love connection for a touchdown, and the Packers lead 20-3. Hold on to that lead and defeat the Rams. What the hell was this? This game sucked.
It was worse than the Cardinals Browns.
Yeah, Brett Ripien, ass. Royce Freeman, ass. Darrell Henderson, 10 carries, 19 yards. Dude, come on. At least get 2 yards per attempt.
Yeah, well, look, the longest rushing attempt was 7 or 8
8
yards by
yards
the
by Brett
quarterback.
Ripien. It's crazy.
Like, that is insane.
Yeah.
But, quick question. Who would you rather have, Brett Ripien or Clayton Tune?
I guess Brett Ripien. He only turned the ball over twice instead
and
of
had
3.
more yards.
Yeah, but more attempts. Only 2 more completions though, and he had like 70 more yards. So
Yeah.
I think I'll give it to Brett Ripien. But Jordan Love looked good. 20 for 26. Very good day for him. And they actually ran the ball. Aaron Jones was healthy, and they really used him. 20 carries, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Dillon got some usage as well. 9 carries, 40 yards. This is what I want to see from the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Run the ball a lot. I don't
Mhm.
get why they go away from that like every week. They just give up on it. But I love what I'm seeing from them, at least in this game. The offense wasn't fantastic. Like, it wasn't a ton of touchdowns or anything. But you saw the ball getting spread around amongst receivers. You saw all 3 running backs, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, and Emmanuel Wilson, who, for what it's worth, had a fantastic game, a 31-yard run that really helped him out. But they also, Luke Musgrave got 4 targets, 3 receptions, 51 yards, a touchdown. Dontavian Wicks was perfect. 4 targets, 4 receptions, 49 yards. Like, they were spreading the ball out, which is totally fine. You don't need to target one guy on this offense because I don't think there really is a wide receiver 1. And that hurts a defense when there's not. When you can just look at anybody and know, like, yep, it could go to him, it could go to him, it could go to him. There's no telling. That helps you out a lot on offense, and it definitely helped him out here because the Rams are struggling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you said, they didn't need to put up that many touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't really need to be explosive. They did what they needed to do. And I really liked what I saw from Aaron Jones. He
Yep.
needs these reps to get back to himself. We saw a couple glimpses of it. And he, like you said, he averaged 3.7.
Yeah.
Not great, but he had some really good runs. Like a 9-yard run, he would break out. And he also was involved in the passing game. 4 receptions for 26 yards. You love to see it.
Yeah, he's definitely making a slow comeback, but I think, within the next 2-3 weeks, we'll see a good game out of him, like a really good one.
Yeah, hopefully like a week 1,
Yeah.
where he drops like 100 yards receiving and like 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, that would be
You love
ideal for his fantasy owners.
Yeah.
But let's
It's
get into
not
the next
me.
game.
It's not me.
Okay.
He's not on my team.
All right. He was.
He's coming back.
You're gonna trade back for him. All
Absolutely.
right. Next game though. Commanders versus Patriots, and yeah, just buckle in. Buckle in. All right, Brian Robinson flips the script and had Washington storming through the Patriots for the early 10-0 lead. And then Hunter Henry storms through Washington's defense, makes the grab in traffic for sixth. I mean, six. Ramondre Stevenson getting ready for January 6th as he gets the handoff and the Patriots storms Washington for a 64-yard touchdown. Sam Howell lets one fly for Jahan Dotson. He reels it in for the score. And then the Commanders kick a field goal for the lead. Washington's National Guard halts the Patriots' movement down the field, and the Commanders ought to be some proud boys after this one. They hold off the Patriots and get a 20-17 win.
Beautiful.
January 6th. In case you
Well,
didn't realize the theme here.
well spoken.
Thanks. Yeah, this game kind of sucked. I'm going to be honest. It was like,
but
it was cool because it was close.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Sam Howell had another game over 300 passing yards.
He's good at just chucking the ball.
Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. He's good at spreading the ball around, too.
Yeah.
He's not just hitting the same guys over and over again. Like, their highest reception leader was Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson with 5.
Yeah, and then you had 3 guys at 4, a guy at 3, a guy at 2. Like, that's not bad at all. And like, having guys with longs of 36, 33, 26, 19, you're making good plays, but you're not making dumb plays. Like, he was willing to dump it off a couple of times, like to Antonio Gibson, who had 5 receptions. Like, I liked what I saw out of Sam Howell. He looked very competent, but also Brian Robinson had a pretty solid day on the ground. He got a lot of usage compared to what we have seen sometimes, but having the touchdown on the ground and 18 carries for 63 yards. Though he didn't break off any big ones like we have seen in the past, he still had a good day.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I like to see them using Antonio Gibson a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think his name's Chris Rodriguez. He was another one of their running backs. He's either Chris or Christian. I forget his name, but do you know if he's hurt?
I don't know. I think he just probably didn't get used much. They were
'Cause,
throwing the
man,
ball a lot. Sam Howell had 45 attempts.
yeah. Which, I mean, New England has got a good run defense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
surprisingly. So you expect it. But Sam Howell's biggest thing is, again, limiting turnovers. Only one turnover. One pick. That is it. And only got sacked 3 times.
Yeah, which is huge. It's huge.
That's nasty.
But also, it doesn't help. New England has a really bad pass rush right now with Judon still out, but Mac Jones just had such an average day. 24 for 44, misses 20 passes, 220, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but the Commanders were very much missing Chase Young and Montez Sweat. They didn't sack Mac Jones once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's tough for Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen.
I hope they're enjoying that bag of chips that they got for giving up Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Because, man, what the fuck?
A second and a third in this draft?
Like,
great.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, absurd. Ramondre Stevenson finally did something. He got 9 carries. He had the 64-yard touchdown run. Outside of that, though, 23 yards on his other 8 carries.
Yeah. It's not great.
Yeah, he definitely stat padded with that one. But yeah, very much missing Kendrick Bourne, I feel. Demario Douglas had 7 targets. Juju had 7 targets. Hunter Henry got some targets, which is nice. 7 targets, 4 receptions. Got the touchdown, though. Yeah, just... Are they drafting a quarterback this year?
They have to.
They've got to.
They have to.
Yeah, like... what
Mac
other
Jones
position could they possibly be addressing in this draft with whatever pick they're going to get with probably like max 3 wins by the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, listen, quarterback, O-line.
Yeah.
And maybe get you like a 3rd or 4th round wide receiver.
Yeah, like if there is some revolutionary defensive player, I wouldn't mind if they got it. but you need a quarterback at least at some point early in this draft, first 2 rounds for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. But like they're like secondary and the defense is good. I mean, you got J.C. Jackson, you got Jalen Mills, um, and then you got Christian Gonzalez who's hurt, but is gonna come back. And we saw what he could do when he was healthy. Dude's a menace on the field. Really, quarterback and O line is the next steps, 100% that you need to head in the right direction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Um,
Yeah, Mac Jones needs to be done.
yeah, I
Like,
agree.
get rid of him. Like, see if someone else, like, see if Arizona wants him.
Yeah. You think Belichick's done?
Ah, dude, he should be,
I think
but
he'll go out on his own terms, but this
yeah,
seems like a good
I
time
think
to call it quits. I know he would like to go out on top. That's not going to happen for many years at this point. This is
not,
like they're at the full rebuild stage.
not unless Brady and Gronk and all of them come out of retirement and come
Yeah.
back and win one more
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
And Edelnut.
Little Amendola. Just bring them all home.
Get Wes Welker out there.
Oh, dude, what a name.
We just named like 8 white guys. It's just all white dudes. Randy Moss can go out there. Martellus Bennett. Aaron
Oh, man.
Hernandez. Revive him.
Respawn.
Yeah, go get his reboot card.
And in case y'all don't know, that's because OG Fortnite's back.
I haven't
Get out
played
there
it.
and play.
Haven't played it. Not
Get
gonna.
out there and play.
I'm not gonna play Fortnite.
Go grab a scar.
I'm good. Let's get on to the next game though. Enough talk about Fortnite.
Like, drop a little tilted towers. Huh?
All right, next game: Bears at Saints. And honestly, this first one, Cole Kmet gets no jokes. What a catch! Oh my God, Tyson Bagent put a dot out there, and Kmet just reeled in one hell of a catch. Like fully contested, falling
Yeah.
back, like perfect. It was amazing.
Dude, Cole Kmet's like he's a tight end with the hands of Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, dude's nasty.
Yeah, but Tyson Bagent looks drunk behind the wheel on the next drive, lets Carr take over, and as the Saints march down and they hit Olave at the end of the drive for the touchdown, and then the double Bagent, as I'm going to call him, finds Cole Kmet for their second touchdown connection of the day, but the Saints march down, and Carr finds popular QB slash fullback slash running back slash tight end slash wide receiver slash Mormon Taysom Hill for the touchdown, and we've got a showdown in New Orleans. And that aforementioned quarterback, fullback, running back, tight end, wide receiver Mormon Taysom Hill finds Juwan Johnson for the lead and ultimately the win. The Saints take it 24-17.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. But yeah, what the like?
Yeah, what was this game?
Literally, like quarters 1 through 3, they were just matching each other.
Yeah, over and over again.
Like 7, like literally, I'm pretty sure it's like the same exact drives too. If
Yeah,
they scored a touchdown, then they scored a touchdown. Like
it was crazy.
It was weird.
Yeah, Tyson Bagent had a great game on the ground.
Yeah, 8
rushes
carries for
70 yards. Kid's a dog.
Compared to Foreman with 20 for 83.
Yeah,
Not
got
very
like
good.
double the yards per carry.
Yeah, not very good.
But Darnell Mooney had a good game. Cole Kmet obviously catching 2 touchdowns in this one. DJ Moore got locked down. I think Marshawn Lattimore was probably on him the whole game. So that probably was part of it, but only 3 receptions, 44 yards. He only got targeted 5 times. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of happy with how the Bears played though. They did fumble 2 times, which kind of sucks, but I don't mind how this offense looked other than Bagent obviously throwing the picks.
Yeah, they kept it competitive.
Yeah.
What I liked. They fought the whole game.
Yeah,
they
but
just got
we
a
should
little
be
unlucky
seeing
with the
Fields back soon. So
I-
I think the running game wise is going to be pretty similar. The passing game will probably just be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I think Justin Fields just has a little more confidence, a little more awareness of what's going on, fits the system much better than Bagent does. But Tyson Bagent, though, 1 and 2, 1 and 3 in
Something
Justin
like
Fields'
that.
absence, he's been pretty good. I know the turnovers suck, but he's been good.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like Justin Fields has that more personal connection with DJ Moore too, so
Yeah,
that's probably why we've seen such a quiet performance over the last 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm happy DJ Moore had a quiet week
yeah.
because
Taysom Hill
I
though,
did not have a quiet week.
no, but Taysom Hill, a great game, getting some usage, more carries than Alvin Kamara, 11 carries, 52 yards. He even passed for a 3-yard touchdown, and yeah, I don't know what's up with them not giving Kamara carries. Like they giving him targets, 5 targets, 4 receptions, 44 yards, but give him the ball.
Yeah, I mean, granted, 9 carries, 26 yards isn't the best. I guess Taysom Hill just works for them,
Yeah.
you know. So why stop? Why stop it?
Yeah, and I
You know,
think it's
it
a
works.
good change of pace when Taysom Hill comes in.
Yeah, because if a team like preps for Taysom Hill, then
Yeah.
you just absolutely feed Kamara.
Yeah, exactly.
It works out for them.
Yeah. But like they didn't throw the ball well. Like Derek Carr was 25 for 34, which isn't horrible at all. Only 9 incomplete passes, but only 211 yards. Like 6.2 yards per attempt, and like you had a couple of guys make big plays. Kendre Miller in the receiving game had one. Foster Moreau with a 23-yard touchdown, but everybody else, a lot of passes, 23-yard catch, not touchdown. I caught it a little bit, but yeah, like everybody in the first level, catch it, get tackled, no yards after the catch in this game.
Yeah, no, and like I know Chris Olave had 6 receptions, but that's just split up between 2 drives.
Yeah,
One drive, like the his first touchdown drive, he had three. I want to say 3 catches for like 33 yards, and then his next couple catches what came on like the second to last drive. He was
yeah,
just getting like 2 yard reception and a couple other ones. So he was, for the most part, he was pretty quiet in the game.
yeah, yeah, which shouldn't be the case for Chris Olave.
No,
And
not
Michael
at all.
Thomas, 1 target, 0 receptions.
Yeah, he was actually quiet.
Yeah, literally doing nothing. Um, yeah, that's kind of all that happened in this game. The defense wasn't good. It was more of the offense's issues that made this game low scoring.
Yeah.
But
No,
let's
I
move
agree.
on to the next game, Seahawks Ravens. And the Gus bus stops for nobody. Another rushing touchdown for Gus Edwards gives the Ravens the early upper hand. And the wheels on the bus, the Gus bus, continue to go round and round. He finds the end zone for the 5th time in 6 quarters of play. Baltimore takes a 14-0 lead, and Lamar hands the ball off to who? Who? Undrafted rookie running back Keaton Mitchell? He did what? Took it 40 yards to the house. Ravens lead 30-3. And with the Ravens shitting on the Seahawks, you know Odell had to get in on the festivities. He scores a touchdown on his birthday, and Baltimore crushes Seattle 37-3. Who the fuck is Keaton Mitchell?
I don't know, but he had 9 carries for 138 yards.
That man is going to be a waiver pickup if I've ever seen one.
How much do you think Mike drops on him?
Oh my! How much budget does Mike have left?
I
it's
think
it's going
like
to be
two.
all of it.
Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. But man, dude, it's like the Baltimore Ravens will like play like this against good teams,
Yeah.
and then when they play like some semi-average teams, they just like play down to their competition.
Yeah, like we just saw what the Cardinals did. Granted, they had Josh Dobbs last week. The Ravens beat them 31-24 last week. And then they come out and they beat a very good 5-2 Seahawks team
Yeah,
37-3. Absolutely smothered
not even.
Geno Smith, locked down all the receivers except JSN, and did not let them run the ball, which they haven't tried a lot of in these last couple of games, but totally shut them down. Nobody more than 2 yards per carry, and only
Yeah,
15 carries.
and what's crazy is that this game was scoreless going into the second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ravens offense came out very slow.
Yeah, and then they treated the second quarter like the first quarter
Yeah.
of a
Lamar
normal game.
a great game. 21 for 26, 187, but it's the 10 carries for 60 yards on the ground that were huge for him, and Gus Edwards playing his role. 5 carries, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's absurd that he's scoring this many touchdowns. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, but hey, he's got to fill the gap of J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job. Him and Keaton Mitchell. But Mark Andrews, a great game. 9 receptions on 10 targets for 80 yards. Odell, 5 receptions, 56 yards in that touchdown. Zay Flowers, quiet in this one. 1 target, 1 reception, 11 yards.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it.
I don't blame you.
It's just like,
Can't relate.
yeah, I know he's a rookie, but he is one of the better route runners on this team.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you he's open.
I got a feeling Devin Witherspoon. I didn't watch much of that game. I got a feeling Devin Witherspoon was probably all over him.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought so. I would have thought Witherspoon would have been on Mark Andrews,
Maybe.
and maybe like Tariq was like hawking up top,
Yeah.
just in case anybody got into the secondary. But I don't know. It was just weird, a weird game.
Definitely.
A domination for the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are looking like one of the top teams in the AFC right now.
They look like one of the top teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'd put them up against the Dolphins. I'd put them up against the Chiefs. I definitely
Bengals,
Bills.
Bills.
Bengals. I honestly think they are one of the best teams right now because they're really figuring some things out. And on the defensive side, they're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They just lock guys down with those speedy corners, and then up front, they just have a bunch of strong guys that pressure the quarterback very well. Though they're not, like they had 4 sacks in this game. Kyle Van Noy, 2 sacks. Odafe Owe, 1 sack, and Justin Madubike, 1 sack. But it just seems like they're getting to the quarterback quickly, and Geno was able to get a lot of the throws off. They just weren't good. That's why he was 13 for 28.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And DK Metcalf, 1 catch for 50 yards, but only 4 targets.
Another fantasy player of yours.
I'm seeing a trend here, Grayson.
Yeah.
Seeing a trend. But
is hot sauce in your future? I haven't looked.
No, I'm clear. And
Okay,
we'll talk about that reason why later.
Okay.
But JSN.
Yeah.
This was like his breakout game.
It was a great game for him.
Yeah, he didn't get the score, but leading in receptions, leading in yards, and second in targets. He looked good.
Yeah.
He's starting to become a reliable source for Geno Smith.
It's crazy how, leading up into the draft, we talked about how, like, I thought JSN was going to go to the Titans because I was like, reliable pass catcher, doesn't have to get touchdowns to be effective, all of this. Look who's right. He's doing just that. He didn't go to the Titans, but they got DeAndre Hopkins.
He went to a winning football team.
That's true. He did. But let's get into the next game because it was amazing. Buccaneers versus Texans, and C.J. Stroud finds Sneeko Collins for the 6, and the kick is good. The Texans take a 7-3 lead. Bucs fans, you ought not frown, for Cade Otton got the touchdown for Baker, and the Bucs take a lead 10-7. Rachaad White finds a hole and walks in for the touchdown, and the Bucs make it a 10-point game. But C.J. Stroud finds Noah Brown, who sent Carlton Davis to the turf en route to a 75-yard touchdown. But it doesn't stop there. C.J. Stroud had to use tank warfare to cut the deficit to 1. He finds Tank Dell for the touchdown, and the Stroud boys won't be stopped. C.J. finds the infamous Dalton Schultz, and these brilliant idiots take the lead. Rachaad White, though, he won't be stopped either. He punches in another to tie the game at 30. And with Kai Fairburn going down with an injury early in the game, the Texans sent out the field goal unit, and the Bucs said, "I dare you to kick it," as running back Dare Ogunbowale kicks the go-ahead field goal from 29 yards out. And then Oliver Anthony Mayfield said, "I ought not pay for giving you touchdowns as Cade Otton reels in another, and the Bucks take the lead with 46 seconds left. But CJ Stroud couldn't end his record-setting day with a loss. He finds Tank Dell one last time for the game-winning touchdown. Texans win 39-37.
Oh my lord, was this a fun game to
Dude,
watch?
CJ Stroud, the rookie, 30 for 42, 470 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, no picks.
That's insane.
Wow. He broke Andrew Luck's rookie single game passing record. Just absurd.
Yeah. And that final drive was just the cherry on top.
Yeah. A game winning drive with 46 seconds left by a rookie quarterback.
And a rookie wide receiver, too. Like, I'm not just going to
Yeah.
look away from Tank Dell on this last drive. That catch on the sideline was great.
Oh, yeah.
And even better throw by CJ Stroud. And then to find him again there in the end zone
Yeah.
is amazing.
300-plus yard receivers in this game. Noah Brown with his big 75-yarder and 6 receptions, 153 yards and a touchdown. Dalton Schultz, 11 targets, 10 receptions, 130 yards and a touchdown. Tank Dell had 11 targets, only caught 6 of them. Tough, but 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can't talk shit about that. And then somehow Nico Collins only had 5 targets, but he got 3 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Just a masterclass. They didn't run the ball for shit. 17 carries, 53 yards for the team, but
Why would you?
30 for 42, 470 does all the talking.
Yeah. Oh, and back to what I was saying, Tank Dell is the reason I'm going to stay away from hot sauce.
That's fair. Yeah. Good day for him.
Yeah, dude. I love this kid. I love him.
Dalton Schultz just about scared me there at the beginning, though. Gets the 9-yard reception, fumbles, and loses it. I was like, okay, is this how this game's going to go? Nope, it wasn't. And my fantasy team is rolling. I could use some more Jamar Chase catches, but we'll talk about that. But on the Bucs side, they still put up 37 points. There's nothing to skip over here. Baker Mayfield had a pretty good day. 21 for 30, 265, 2 touchdowns. Didn't throw a pick. Only got sacked twice. Rashad White, 20 carries, 73 yards. Isn't amazing, but 2 touchdowns out of it is great. Mike Evans, a great day. 5 targets, 4 receptions, 87 yards. Cade Otton, though, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Is crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. But what's more insane is 6 targets, 2 catches. Chris Godwin.
Yeah, brutal day.
Like, could they just not connect?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that one.
Like, because I can't imagine Houston's just got amazing corners. Like, trying to even think who their number 1 corner is. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, no, this is just a masterclass to watch. It was a lot of fun, very entertaining.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Obviously, the defense is not too big of a factor.
But no one cares about defense. We want to see points.
Yeah. Well, rookie Kalaji Kancey got a sack for the Bucs. Devin White got a sack. Shaq Barrett. And then on Houston side, Will Anderson Jr., the rookie, getting a sack. I'm sure you care about that.
Man, I love defense. I love defense. It's my favorite part of the game.
Henry To'oTo'o had a good game too.
Absolutely.
But
they were feeding off that win.
Yeah, man. They're feeding off the victory over LSU. But overall, one hell of a game to watch. Crazy. With Kaimi Fairburn going down and fucking Dare Ogunbowale kicking a field goal.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What are the odds CJ Stroud does it next week?
Very low.
I'm taking the over on the passing yards. 460 is the line. I'm taking the over.
I wouldn't. Who are they playing next week?
I don't know. Probably the 49ers.
The Bengals.
Oh, yeah. Give me the over.
That's ridiculous.
Is it in Cincinnati?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I think.
he's about to whoop Joe Burrow's ass at home in
Yeah.
front of all those fans.
Yep, it is at Cincinnati. But let's get into the 4 o'clock slate. And it
Ugh.
starts with Colts versus Panthers. Minshew dumps one to Jonathan Taylor, who does all the work, finds himself twirling into the end zone for the 10-0 lead. And Bryce Young finds Kenny Moore for the touchdown. Wait, who's Kenny Moore? Oh, he plays for the Colts. 20-3. Colts. And I know this guy plays for the Panthers. Bryce Young declares it Shark Week, and DJ helps the Panthers take a bite out of the deficit. But Young gets the boys down the field, trying to make it a 3-point game, and he finds Kenny Moore for a 66-yard He got me again. Colts make it 27-10, and I'm not making a joke about this one. Bryce Young threw another pick, his third of the game, this time to Segun Ulubi, I think is how you say it. Not
Yep.
for a touchdown this time, so a silver lining there, and the Colts hold on to the 27-13 lead and take the win. Bryce Young with a stinker.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Like Gardner Minshew threw 13 less passes and had 50 less yards.
Yeah, Kenny Moore had 115 yards
On
after the pick
interceptions. Yeah.
on interceptions with 2
Crazy.
touchdowns. So
Crazy.
really, he had 2 receptions for 115 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
I'd pick that guy up in fantasy. Insane. But yeah, like the Panthers are so bad, man.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Like Bryce Young, like Panthers are looking stupid for drafting Bryce Young over CJ Stroud right now.
Yeah, they are. But honestly, like it could just be that Bryce is in a bad place, CJ's in a good one. Like I think it's a little more about the draft environment than the actual players themselves. But like, yeah, it's a struggle if you play for the Carolina Panthers anywhere on this field.
That O-line is horrible too.
Yeah, it can't help the pass. It can't help the run. Like I don't get where they can be successful. I don't think they can.
Not at all. And a season low in targets for Adam Thielen.
Yeah, that one kind of surprised me. I think people are starting to figure him out. Just if
Yeah.
you throw some people at him, Bryce won't throw to him.
Yeah,
Unless
it's
Kenny
when
Moore's in front of him.
It's when he's open in the slot. That's
Yeah.
when you're gonna see all of his receptions.
Yeah, but like Hayden Hurst with a 48-yard reception in this game out of the blue. By far the longest reception. The next longest is a tie between Miles Sanders and Tommy Tremble at 11 yards. That's absurd.
Yeah, there's not really anything else I want to talk about this game.
No,
This game.
there ain't much else to talk about. Just shout out Kenny Moore the second.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes for the man. But let's get into our second to last game here? Yeah. Giants Raiders. The Raiders may have no head coach and no GM, but they do have Jacoby Myers. He gets it started with an end around for 17 yards to the house, and then Daniel Jones, in his return, finds the injury tent again. And now we have to watch former Syracuse quarterback Tommy DeVito again. We're subjected to that punishment. But the Raiders, they also still have Josh Jacobs, and he gets busy in the backfield, spins into the end zone, and doubles the lead 14-0. And for the Giants and DeVito, it's not clockwork for the Orange. But some different 70s movies might describe his performance better. We'll start with Rocky. That one will describe his performance well. But DeVito throws, and one flew right over the cuckoo's nest into the hands of the Raiders defense. Just a warning to the curious, Tommy DeVito is not good. And the Giants might make him call a taxi driver to get back to New York because the Raiders are now on the ascent, and Josh Jacobs gets down the field and does literally the same thing he did the last time, which is run in a 2-yard touchdown and make it 21-0 this time. And I was just watching this game begging, Tommy, just please stop. Throws a dot to Marcus Peters, who, in case you didn't know, is on the Raiders, who tips it into the hands of his fellow Raider, Nate Hobbs, for the pick. And finally, Tommy DeVito does something. He finds Wan'Dale Robinson wide open for 6, and just 6 because Tommy DeVito can't catch, and they failed the 2-point trick play attempt. Raiders win 30-6. And we got bad news after the game for Daniel Jones. Looks like an ACL tear.
Ah, Yikes. His bad season just got worse.
Yeah.
It's just like you never want to see this injury on anybody.
Yeah, it really does suck.
It's a hard injury to come back from.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah. Saquon had a good game though. 16
Yeah.
carries, 90 yards. But overall they sucked. The Raiders got it done with Aiden O'Connell. Who would have thought? The guy that Josh McDaniel was like, "Why would I start this guy?" Starts him. Well, he didn't start him. He got fired. The interim head coach starts Aiden O'Connell. They win a game and they score 30 points, which they don't do often. Josh Jacobs finally figuring something out. 26 yards, 98 or 26 carries, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, Jacoby Myers with a rushing touchdown on an end around. Not too much going on in the air, but Trey Tucker with a big 50-yard reception really helped him out.
Yeah. And he finished 2 receptions, 52 yards. So he had a 50-yard reception and he had a 2-yard reception. It's pretty good separation right there. But
Yeah.
Devontae Adams was quiet for a while.
Yeah.
He went into halftime without a catch.
Yeah, I don't think it was a Josh McDaniel problem with that guy.
No,
I think
not at
it's
all.
just a matter of they're not going to guard anybody else. He still got the most targets and the most
Yeah,
receptions, but he
yeah.
should be getting way more.
He should that's a double digits kinda guy.
Yeah, he is at least 10 targets all game, no matter what.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But, it's like we always say, it's that game where maybe you don't need your best guy to win.
Yeah, and the Giants are one of those teams,
Yeah. So,
especially with Daniel Jones going down.
yeah, no, the Giants might not win another game.
Yeah. Oh, also, the Raiders sacked New York's quarterbacks 8 times. Tommy DeVito got 6 of them.
That's the second most they've had this year.
Yeah.
Behind that 10 sack game.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah, you had 3 sacks for Mad Max.
damn. He's
Oof,
so good.
he is, man. You
So
also had a
good.
sack for a half a sack for the rookie Tyree Wilson. You got a sack from Trayvon Moring and Malcolm Kuntz. Adam Butler, Bilal Nichols, and
What?
half a sack for Robert Spillane. A lot of
Who
names that
dat?
we would be listing off if we were at the end of a college football game. Oh, and also
And
the Raiders didn't get sacked once. So,
yeah, that's impressive.
yeah, they're maybe missing Leonard Williams, who they sent off for literally nothing.
That's like not even a bag of chips. That's like
Yeah.
a chip.
Yep.
A single
You
Lay's
get
original chip.
you get one chip. All right, let's get into the last game though. The recaps: Cowboys versus Eagles. The Eagles drive down the field after a Cowboys 3-and-out, and Gainwell gets around the edge. Kenny beats one more and leaves Stephon Gilmore saying, "Whoa, Kenny," as he front flips over the diving Gilmore for the touchdown. The Cowboys have a musician of their own, and Dak said, "Let's get it started." And he can't get enough of Fergie as he finds him for another touchdown for the second week in a row. The Cowboys don't stop there. Dak finds Kevontae Turpin to take the lead, but in the city of brotherly love, nobody stops the brotherly shove. Hurts sneaks it in for a game-tying touchdown. The Cowboys settle for 3, and Jalen's hurt, but he ain't hurt enough. He finds Devontae Smith deep for the touchdown, and the Eagles get back out there. Hurts finds Brown for the touchdown to extend the lead to 11. And in a last-ditch effort, Dak finds Jalen Tolbert for the touchdown, but as the clock winds down on 3rd and 26 from the Eagles' 27-yard line, Dak finds Lamb, and he gets tackled just short of the end zone. The Eagles hold on to it, and they win 28-23.
Mm.
A wild ending to this game. A great game overall. I
Oh
think
yeah.
both sides played tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's take it back to that last Jalen Tolbert touchdown.
Yeah,
So let's take it back to the 2-point conversion. Dak is this close from making it a 3-point game.
barely steps out of bounds.
And then
Barely.
their next drive, they march down there. then they're forced to go for a 4th and 8 where they could have easily tied the game up.
Yep.
Like, it's just hard to watch. Like, to me, like, Dallas, like, dominated this game. Like,
Yeah.
when you look at the team stats, total yards, Dallas 406, Eagles 292.
Yeah. The Eagles just capitalized in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts started airing it out, trusting his arm, and really punishing that hurt secondary for
Yeah.
the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, for sure. Like once again, on both sides, inefficient on the ground, which for Swift, it just seemed like Dallas's defensive line was just stuffing him each time he tried. Like he had a long of 8 in this game. For DeAndre Swift, that should not be happening. Um, but my big thing here for the Eagles, at least, getting the victory was all their top guys got big receptions at different points in this game. You had A.J. Brown with a 20. You had Devontae Smith with the 29. I think that was his touchdown catch. Dallas Goedert, 28. DeAndre Swift had a 20-yard reception as well. Like, those guys were helping him out. It just, to me, I agree with you. It seemed like the Cowboys dominated this game.
Yeah, and like you had CeeDee Lamb, 11 receptions, 191 yards on 16 targets.
Yeah.
It's almost like we said, I don't know, last week that CeeDee Lamb should never have under 10 targets in a
Yeah.
game, and I think they finally listened.
Yeah.
But, I didn't expect them to do the same thing about Jake Ferguson.
Yeah. He's been playing great.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
I've really liked watching him play. He's definitely becoming the tight end that people talked about when Dalton Schultz left.
He's really starting to turn into a Jason Witten.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of
Prime time
receptions.
Jason Witten. Can block too. One
Yeah,
of your better blockers.
yeah. But Dak Prescott had one hell of a game: 29 for 44, 374, 3 touchdowns. Didn't throw a pick.
No, but the 5 sacks were crucial, especially
Yeah,
with those last 2 on the last drive. It's like, oh, dude, it turns your stomach
yeah,
thinking that they were this close to knocking off the Eagles.
yeah. They were real close. But
Eagles
on
did
the
not deserve to win that game. I'm sorry. They did not deserve to win that game.
okay. But the Eagles' defense did look great. I will give them that. Josh Sweat with a sack. N'Kobe Dean with half a sack. He splits that one with Brandon Graham, who had one of his own. Jalen Carter and Fletcher Cox split one. And Hassan Reddick gets one on his own. But Zach Cunningham had a great game. He had a tackle for loss on top of his 10 total tackles. Kevin Byard was in on everything. I swear he was helping finish every tackle. The same goes for Darius Slay and Reed Blankenship. I like what I saw from each side's defense, though. The Cowboys' defense wasn't bad either. You had Micah Parsons get a sack and a half. You had Sam Williams get a sack. Dorrance Armstrong get a half a sack. But Stephon Gilmore looked very good, especially in the first half, kind of shutting down those wide receivers. And then just seemed like they were getting to him later, though.
Yeah. I will say, and I'm not saying it was game changing, but the officials missed a lot of holding calls
Yeah.
on Micah Parsons. That man was
Yeah.
getting held left and right.
I will say the Philly offensive line, very good at selling holds.
Oh yeah.
Those are some experienced guys. So it's hard. It's hard to get them called.
Yeah, it's hard because that's like some big plays where Micah Parsons could have blew up the play,
Yeah,
but he's just getting pulled and held right out of reach, and it's tough.
yeah.
And
And
like
what makes it hard for Parsons is if he tries to sell the hold, you risk them still not calling it and allowing the play to continue and
yeah,
opening up a hole. So it's a hard game to play there when you're like, okay, do I try and draw it or do I just act like it's not happening and continue to try to sack the quarterback?
yeah, I don't know. It's tough to watch,
Yeah,
especially to like thinking like it happened multiple times, and some late in the game. When they're trying to make a stop, when they're low on time, and it results in a first down. It's definitely tough.
yeah. Well, let's talk about the game that is ongoing at the moment. Bills-Bengals. The Bengals have a 14-7 lead. About 3 minutes left in the second quarter. At the moment, Joe Burrow, 17 for 22, 159, and a touchdown. Joe Mixon has the other touchdown, 6 carries, 22 yards. Receiving game, though, T. Higgins finally getting a lot of action here. 4 targets, 3 receptions, 42 yards. But what the fuck? 5 targets, 3 receptions, 9 yards for Jamar Chase. Like, what are we doing here? Actually,
I
speaking of, he
wonder.
just got a reception.
Yeah,
Um,
I wonder why T. Higgins is having a great game out of all days
we're
and
not
all
we're not
games.
doing this. We're not. I'm sorry.
It's just out of all the things, and like we can bring it back to what happened at the beginning of that football game.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that. Actually,
How they just make everything about Damar Hamlin.
yeah. Uh, like what the fuck? They showed Damar Hamlin, okay, and then they cut to a commercial break. It's not a commercial break. It's like a tribute video. It looked like a video of somebody that died.
Yeah, it's
He's not dead. He was literally just walking on the sidelines.
bro. They showed a group of people doing CPR on dummies.
Yeah.
Like, I can guarantee if you watch any other football game today, you didn't see that.
Nope.
Like, they make it a point every time the Buffalo Bills play to like make it about Damar Hamlin. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I'm
get
so
it.
happy.
It's a miracle.
Yeah,
Truly a miracle. And shout out to everybody that was involved in the process of helping him. The on staff medical team for the Bengals, the nurses and doctors at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Those people are amazing. But the way that they draw this, like the way that they make this out to be, is very weird. I think it's almost borderline offensive to Damar Hamlin. I get it.
yeah,
People need to know CPR. Why are we showing this horrific, insane injury, and also, highlighting his miraculous recovery, and then showing a bunch of people practicing CPR on dummies on like cement outside the stadium?
yeah. Like, stop replaying this day. We're trying to get past it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like he's played in one game this season, and it's just like I don't know. It's just like I'm sure he's tired of it by now.
Yeah.
Like, it's his parents trying to watch the game at home. They're tired of it. Like, it's I don't know, man. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's crazy.
Absolutely
And
ridiculous.
let's bring up the sign that they showed on TV.
Oh, yikes.
It was.
So, a
Go ahead and give it. I
Cincinnati
didn't fully see it, so it's
yeah,
all you.
Cincinnati Bengals fan, and, like, let's just say they, like, went away from it very quick, but luckily, I was watching the TV at the right time. The guy said, "Welcome back, Damar." And then as he's changing to his second sign, it just says you can see a glimpse. It says "Ready for round 2?" question mark.
Yeah. See, that's where it goes too far.
Yeah.
Um, look, crazy situation. I get that people like to make jokes. I just made like 9 jokes about January 6th. And I've made multiple jokes about Deshaun Watson throughout the course of this podcast. Let's not joke about this one.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It was a very scary moment that we never want to see happen to anybody ever.
Yeah. And the fact that all week I saw on social media being like, T. Higgins is going to do it again. Like, come on, people.
Yeah, like I'm sure that's all what's on T. Higgins' mind right now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see that. We all remember his reaction to how this went. Like, it was bad. Like, he felt very bad. And
Yeah, dude,
I don't blame him.
it's horrible.
Yeah, crazy.
But I
Oh,
think we can.
Tyler Boyd just dropped a touchdown, man.
I think it was stripped from him.
Was it?
Yeah,
Tough.
I think so. But yeah, I mean it's pretty slow game.
Yeah, it is. Despite 21 points total in the first quarter. The second quarter has dragged.
Yeah, I would love to see some field goals from Buffalo. Get Tyler Bass back out there,
I'd love to
you know?
see anything from Jamar Chase.
Yeah, like like this 23-yard touchdown he's about to have. Oh, never mind. Timeout.
Yeah.
Thanks. But yeah, that's NFL for you.
Yeah, it sure is. Do you want to talk a little bit about Monday Night Football? Chargers Jets.
Oh yeah.
Sicko matchup.
It's gonna be a real tester for this Jets defense. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
Chargers
what I'm
have
thinking.
explosive offense. This is a Justin Herbert prove it game. You know, they're 3-4, not where you would think the Chargers would be at.
No.
Justin Herbert's gotta show people like what makes him special.
Yeah,
Like why he's an elite quarterback.
yeah.
Because we all know he's a gunslinger. But I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and he's gonna show why against this Jets defense.
Yeah, a big thing for him in this game is going to be his pocket awareness. The offensive line has kind of struggled a little bit. You've got a fantastic pass rush of the Jets, trying to get away from Quinnen Williams, trying to get away from Jermaine Johnson on the edge, multiple other guys as well. And if he can kind of prove it there, that's going to be the big test. Can he make accurate throws while being pressured by this great defensive line? But also, pick and choose his options because you can't just throw the same guy against this defense. You're going to have Sauce Gardner breathing down their neck. You're going to have, so many guys are all over the field. CJ Mosley, like, oh my God, everybody all over this
Yeah.
field is going to be looking at that ball because that's what the Jets do very well is finding the ball. And that's something that Herbert's going to have to avoid. A lot of throws underneath is probably going to be a popular option for him. Keenan Allen going on some slants, maybe a couple of do that a couple times, hit a deep ball to Quentin Johnston. There's a lot of options for this team. I think if anything wins them this game, it is Austin Eckler.
Oh yeah, he's got to be more efficient on the run game.
Yeah, he is literally one of the most inefficient running backs that gets considered one of the best.
Yeah, and it's just his receiving
Yeah.
aspect of his game that puts him atop.
Yeah, and he wonders why he's not getting paid that much.
Yeah, it's because you're a running back who can't run the ball.
Yeah. But for the Jets, they need to run the ball.
Yeah, Brees Hall needs to be fed.
Yeah. And look, Zach Wilson does Zach Wilson things, which is throw a touchdown and 2 picks every game. Limit that. He shouldn't be throwing. He should not be throwing more than like 25 passes max in this game.
Yeah. Oh, I can guarantee you he will throw one to Asante Samuel
Yeah.
this game. It is almost guaranteed. And if not him, then to Derwin James. One of those
Florida
two
State.
will come away with the pick. But yeah, you need to feed Brees Hall, and you need to get your Tyler Conklins more involved.
Yep.
And everything like that. You can't just feed Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
You need to get. And I know Alan Lazard is questionable right now. Who cares? Next man up. Find him. Work with him.
Yeah, I like it. 4 teams on a bye this week: Broncos, Lions, 49ers, Jags. If you didn't change your fantasy lineup, it's too late. In case you didn't realize. But let's, with the conclusion of the MLB season, not all that much to talk about, but there is one thing that we can talk about, and that's our Silver Slugger predictions. We got all of our finalists the other day. I would love to have done Gold Glove ones. Didn't realize it was happening so soon. They all came out today as we're recording. So we're gonna predict our Silver Slugger our Silver Slugger winners from the finalist lists, and let's go ahead and start in the AL. Our 3 outfielders. Go ahead with your 3, and then we'll discuss.
Okay, 3 outfielders. So Julio Rodriguez, Dolis Garcia, and Luis Robert.
Okay. I got 2 of the same ones as you. I got Adolis Garcia, Luis Robert, and Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
Kyle Tucker was fantastic. I know people kind of forgot about it, but he came back from an injury and was just ridiculous for 2 months.
Yeah,
July and August were insane.
Yeah, people need to remember that this doesn't take in effect the postseason.
Yeah.
This is regular season. We know Kyle Tucker had a big old stinker in that postseason.
Yeah.
Like absolutely horrible. So, but yeah, I like that. I like that pick.
Yeah, and I my biggest thing was like if they factored base running into this, Julio's
Hmm.
got it 10 times out of 10 over Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
But just the way like on base percentage, slugging, like all of that looked so good. Consistently one of the top 3 guys. The only reason Judge, I didn't pick him, he didn't play enough games. Only
Yeah.
played
He
just
was,
over 100 games. Your other finalists that didn't get talked about, Randy Rosarena and Anthony Santander.
yeah. I think a big thing, Anthony Santander got overlooked
Yeah,
a lot this season, in my opinion, by Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman a lot. But he had a fantastic season. Who's just, I think, is one of those guys that can keep putting up those numbers. He'll get his Silver Slugger.
yeah, I
He'll
think so
get it.
as well. He's a good player. I think a lot of people kind of overlook him as an option in the outfield, but no, he's very good. He plays decent defense, at least good enough. Um, maybe get himself into a Silver Slugger scenario with like a big breakout season. But let's move to first base. I personally think there's one option here.
Hmm.
Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay
Absolutely.
Rays. That man's absurd. He's been so good, going on like 4 years, and nobody cares about him. It's insane. He is consistently up there in average, hitting home runs. Doesn't get a ton of RBIs because he bats up near the top of the lineup a lot of times or lead off, but he's still very good. And he's got obviously a lot of good players around him that help him out, but Yandy Diaz is a big part of why the Rays have been successful for multiple years now.
Yeah. And you think Nathaniel Lowe is up there just because, uh, he won it last year?
I think so. But
I
I,
think
I,
that's,
I love to shout out Tristan Cassis and Spencer Torkelson for getting here as rookies.
yeah. No.
That's a big,
Yeah.
big deal, especially at first base, a position that is historically loaded in the MLB.
Yeah, especially in the AL too.
Yeah,
Like, you're missing big names, like, where's Vlad, um, and a couple of those other guys, but Spencer Torkelson was the Detroit Tigers.
yeah.
Like, that's the easiest
Him
way to
and
put it.
Riley Green like every other week.
Yeah. But yeah, Yandy Diaz is clear. I mean, what, he batted 330 this season, posted like a 932 OPS, something like that, which is just ridiculous, especially in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
absolutely crazy. But let's get into second base. Interesting options here. I went Marcus Simeon.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Brandon Drury is a good shout. But you'll find
Yes.
him. You'll find him as a finalist somewhere else on this list too. And then Gleyber Torres. It seems like they just ran out of second baseman and picked him. I know he had a fantastic year considering he's Gleyber Torres, but not anywhere close to touching Simeon.
No. But I like the Brandon Drury pool. I
Yeah,
do. But yeah, no, we're going Marcus Simeon all day.
yeah. Third base, or sorry, shortstop, Corey Seager for me.
Yeah. Well,
Once
what
again,
the final
you
finals for like,
factor in base running. I might start thinking about Bobby Witt.
oh, 100%.
Otherwise, Corey Seager, far and away. J.P. Crawford, great season, but doesn't touch Corey Seager.
And Corey Seager, like he missed some time, but
No, he was
what he
like he missed some time, came back, got enough plate appearances to the point where he was a qualified hitter, and then led in like everything.
yeah, dude,
Like he gave Shohei Ohtani a real run for AL MVP. I don't think he'll win it, but he gave him a good ass
no,
run.
yeah, no, absolutely. If they accounted for postseason, 100%,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But
But let's move on to third base. This one, there's not a good option. Is that
yeah,
fair to say?
yeah, it's not a good option. Dude, I personally like J Ram. Like
Okay.
that's who I
It was
like.
between J Ram and my eventual winner. I couldn't possibly tell you what pushed him over the top for me. I went with Rafael Devers, and I think the two of them were in very similar situations last year, where it was like, my entire team sucks. Like
Yeah,
everybody on my team sucks, so I can't get RBIs. and I can't really score runs. But the two of them do a fantastic job of just making offense out of themselves. I respect both of them. I just had to give Rafi the edge here.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
This is why it's our list.
yeah.
You know, we'll see who ends up on top.
All right, catcher, Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, Adley Rutschman. There's no
Easy.
question about it.
Salvi didn't even touch him. Didn't touch the numbers, and Cal Rowley didn't even touch the numbers of Salvador Perez personally.
Yeah, there's one obvious answer, not even close.
Yeah. Like, bro, 277, 20 homers, 80 RBIs. In your second season in the league, first full 162.
Yeah,
Great.
it's not even close.
All right. Here's another one that's not close. DH, Shohei Ohtani.
Hey, it's on.
Yeah.
It's like,
come on, man. Batted over 300.
Yeah,
And
Yordan
he
Alvarez.
hit so many home runs.
Yordan Alvarez had a great year. That's cool.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani had an even better year.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy that Yordan is the defending AL Silver Slugger for DH.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a ridiculous year by Shohei. You can't take it away from him. Utility, though. Utility is interesting. Because I think there's very good picks here. You have Brandon Drury, who we talked about earlier, Gunnar Henderson, Isaac Paredes, who was also there for third base, and Whit Merrifield. I went Isaac Paredes.
Yeah, I like that. Dude, I like Brandon Drury. That's who I ended up going with.
For me,
But
it was between the two of them. Gunnar didn't quite produce enough numbers to get up there for me. And Whit Merrifield, very good utility player. I just didn't see enough.
Not enough. But I'm going Brandon Drury.
All right. Let's hop over to the National League side then. We'll start with our outfielders. Ronald Acuna, Mookie Betts, of course. If they're not on your list, you're absurd. But I think it's a tight race between the rest of these guys. So the other guys you have going down the list, Cody Bellinger, Corbin Carroll, Kyle Schwarber, Juan Soto, Seiya Suzuki. All of these guys do things very differently.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's like you said, if you were to account for base running, Corbin Carroll would be my third one.
Yeah.
But I went Cody Bellinger.
So did I. He had a great year. Cody Bellinger batting over 300 is crazy.
Yeah. He looked comfortable in the pinstripes over there.
Yeah.
Not the Yankee pinstripes, but the Chicago Cub pinstripes.
And like for me, Schwarber strikes out way too much.
Yeah, he's like Max Muncy. It's either a home run or a strikeout.
Yeah. Juan Soto didn't contribute enough in the like RBIs. He does walk too much. Yeah. He doesn't get RBIs because he walks too much. And then Seiya Suzuki, just not as good as Cody Bellinger for the same team. You know, it's hard to take him.
I will say I do appreciate his drop pot fly though.
Yeah, oh yeah, I do too.
I know Bellinger's probably pissed.
I know the D-backs do too. Got them in the fucking playoffs.
I was about to say, if he catches that ball, D-backs don't go to the playoffs.
No.
That is actually insane to think about.
Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy.
Absolutely absurd.
Yeah, got him all the way to a World Series. But first base.
Matt Olson.
Oh yeah. Pete Alonso sucks.
Yeah.
You got to hit a ton of home runs at first base. Yeah. That's the way I see it. Freddie had a fantastic year. I cannot shit on Freddie Freeman for the year he had. Matt Olson is absurd.
Yeah, he's out here breaking records, man.
I'm just going to say for the rest of the, I'm going to sound so biased. But I genuinely believe in what I've taken.
How can you? Literally, we had the best offense in baseball.
Exactly. We should have a lot of Silver Sluggers.
Exactly. So let's move to second base.
Ozzy Albies. Dude, Luis Arias does nothing but hit singles, and his second half of the year was god-awful.
Do we know what he finished at?
He finished at 354, which still led the league. But considering in, I think, early July, maybe it was late June, he still was batting 400, and he dropped off that hard is crazy.
Yeah, man, dude. But like you said, all he did was hit singles. That
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah, I value slugging percentage when I'm looking at this because it means that you're hitting for more than just singles. A lot of the time, he has a horrible slugging percentage. But Ozzy had one of his best hitting years ever. He put up career best numbers, hitting 33 homers, a 124 OPS plus, and was part of just an absurdly good offensive lineup. And then for Ketel Marte, it was just a matter of like he played very good.
Yeah,
I've seen him play better. Like I've seen him have better years than this.
yeah. He just looked very consistent.
Yeah,
Not like explosive, just
yeah,
consistent with the bat.
I like that. Shortstop was hard. I don't think any of them deserve it.
No, not at all.
It coincidentally, all four of these guys signed deals in this past summer.
Yeah. For
Weird.
for the regular season, can I just insert a line?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna insert Orlando Arcia.
I don't think he deserves it.
No.
Personally, I
Fuck.
took Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
Sadly,
That's Trey Turner.
Bogarts was not good after the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Trey Turner
Turner
wasn't good
wasn't
until the
good.
last 2 weeks of the season, and then Dansby was just average all year as he is.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, I like Lindor. Lindor is just
Yeah,
like he has that more explosive type feel.
yeah, and
And
a 30-30 season, not
okay,
bad.
well,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
it's a shit list. I don't want to talk about
it
that
is a
too much.
shitty list. Third base though, Austin Riley. If you got a list of Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado,
It's
Max
Austin Riley.
Muncy, and Austin
It's Austin.
Riley,
It's Austin Riley. 100%.
yeah, Austin Riley hit what I think the most homers of the group with 37.
Mhm.
He had easily the best batting average.
Mhm.
Like he literally was leading in like every stat except like slugging out of this whole group.
Yeah, and he still slugged 516.
Yeah,
Like, that's good.
no, you can't. There's fucking no chance you give this award to Nolan Arenado. I want that to be known. He doesn't even
No,
deserve to be a finalist.
no. He can keep his Gold Gloves. That's
Yeah,
it.
which he didn't get. He didn't even get nominated for this year, so no more Gold Glove streak for him.
Let's go.
But like Machado was okay. Didn't play like the whole last month of the season, so that kind of hurt him. And Max Muncy strikeout rate was like 30% of the time. That's crazy. You can't be a silver slugger if you can't hit the ball.
Max Muncy should not even be on this list.
No. But our catchers, I went with William Contreras.
Yeah.
I think he easily had the best season of this bunch with Sean Murphy, JT Realmuto, and Will Smith. Obviously, Contreras got significantly more at bats than all three of them, but I think JT's kind of had a pretty bad couple of years as a batter. At least the last two haven't been quite up to par. Sean Murphy started off fantastic. His first half of the season was crazy good. Got a little beat up, really slowed him down. And then we started seeing a lot more Travis d'Arnaud. And then for Will Smith, a good year, but how did he only finish with 19 homers?
Yeah, he kept the ball in the park.
Yeah, and 76 RBIs on a Dodgers team where he bats like fourth or fifth.
Not great.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me, how he could do that.
Not great.
Let's go to DH.
Yeah. I took Ozuna.
Me too. I did too. Dude,
Bro, you can't fight it.
He batted.
You can't.
He was so good. How the fuck can you say that Marcell Ozuna, amongst this group, batting 274?
Yeah,
Significantly higher than everybody else.
Listen, if we're talking postseason, I'm taking Bryce Harper all day.
Of course.
But we're not.
No.
And honestly, shouldn't Bryce Harper be in the first baseman's category?
That's what I'm saying. He didn't play. Like, I don't think he played that much DH. He might have, and I could just be wrong. I feel like he didn't play that much.
He was mainly first base.
Yeah, but they just knew he had no shot of making it in at first base.
Yeah.
But like
just...
JD Martinez only hitting 330 or 33 homers. That's a
Yeah.
bad year for him.
What a bitch.
But Ozuna, 40
Oh,
homers, a 905 OPS for Marcell Ozuna.
Oz- Ozuna from the Braves.
Correct. Put your hands on the car. And then Soler just like not quite enough for me.
Yeah, dude, it's like he was on a tear there for a
Oh
minute
yeah.
where he was just like
I think
slashed.
what
Like
was it? Was it April or June where he hit like 18 homers?
I think it was June.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was tormenting the Braves in June.
Yeah.
But you know, rumor has it he might. We
No,
just
we're not
we're
bringing
d-
it back.
we're declining Eddie Rosario, the option,
That's good.
and we just declined. Oh wait, I just saw something about Brad
I
Hand.
think we picked him back up.
No, we declined
Oh yeah,
Brad
we did.
Hand's 7 million mutual option.
Yeah. Interesting. I thought he wasn't that bad.
Oh, he was very
I think
usable.
7 million's a little bit too much for a guy who is very much a lefty on lefty specialist.
Let's bump it down a couple mil.
Yeah, we could still, if they mutually declined, I have a feeling that maybe the Braves were like, "Would you take it for less?"
Yeah,
But
let's do 3.5.
let's propose a trade. All right,
All right,
utility player. Cody Bellinger finds himself on this list as well as Mookie Betts. I think it's unfair to go with either of them because I have them both winning
yeah,
in their actual positions. Mookie did play a decent amount of second base, a couple of shortstop starts, and Cody found himself at first base a couple of times for the Cubs. But to me, it's between Ha-Seong Kim and Spencer Steer, and it 100% goes to Spencer Steer.
yeah, 100%. Another rookie.
Yeah, just 23 homers and an 820 OPS in your rookie season is crazy. And I know Ha-Seong Kim had a good season. I'm not taking that away from him. Not enough of a good season.
Yeah, Spencer Steer just had a better.
Yeah, better season for Spencer Steer. So that's the Silver Sluggers. A lot more agreeing on the NL side.
Well,
Since
I wonder why.
we didn't disagree at all.
But we know ball.
That's true. We do know ball.
We know ball.
I'm sure we're gonna get none of these wrong.
I don't think we will.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about the Gold Gloves real quick? Like just run through them real quick. Who won?
Yeah.
Okay. American League first base. You have Nate Lowe. Second base,
Really?
Andres Jimenez.
Okay.
Okay, that's his second consecutive year. Third base, Matt
Guardians?
Chapman. Makes sense
Yeah,
for the
makes
Blue Jays. Shortstop, Anthony Volpe.
Really?
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Boy, he
Him and Jeremy Pena, back-to-back rookies.
huh.
Interesting. 15
Okay.
defensive runs saved.
That's good.
That is really
that's a
good.
great year. Great year with the glove.
Yeah. Youngest shortstop to win Gold Glove.
I believe it. The kid's a baby.
Yeah, that's crazy. Catcher, Jonah Heim. Makes sense.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
He's
great.
nasty.
Pitcher, Jose Barrios. Nobody cares about a pitcher unless it's Max Fried or
Bring back
Tom Glavine.
Silver
Or not
Slugger
Tom
for a
Glavine,
pitcher.
Greg Maddux. Yeah. Well, if they would actually hit, that'd be cool. Left field, Stephen Kwan.
2 Guardians?
Yeah. A second Blue Jay, Kevin Kiermaier,
What?
at 33 years old. Fourth
Wild.
Gold Glove of his career.
Wild.
Right field, Adolis Garcia.
Nice.
Wow.
It's all the hose pieces.
Yeah. That's wild. Average arm strength of 93 miles per hour. He had 11 outfield assists and ranked 95th percentile among qualified outfielders.
Damn, son.
Crazy. And utility, Mauricio Dubon. Makes sense. He was great. In the National League, first base goes to Christian Walker.
I like that.
Yeah.
He played great first base.
Yeah. I like that they wrote this. Christian Walker is no longer as underrated as he once was. I like that. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 outs above average, leading all first basemen in the MLB. Second base, Nico Horner. Not bad.
Love it. I don't hate the list.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Um, yeah, tied with Bryce Terang for the league amongst second basemen with 12 defensive runs saved. He becomes the 5th Cubs second baseman to win a Gold Glove. That's wild. 5 in your team's history is crazy. Third base, Cabrian Hayes.
Wow. I did not think a Pirate was going to be on here.
Me neither. But a Statcast fielding run value of 13. First Pirates third baseman to win a Gold Glove.
That's surprising, even when they had Todd Frazier.
He was not that good in the field, though.
He was.
Yeah,
He was
first
better than
time in
people.
first time in 11 years, the third baseman not named Nolan Arenado took home NL Gold Glove.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad it's over.
Yeah. He can retire now.
Shortstop, Dansby. They got the Cubs middle infield. Too bad they couldn't make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, man.
But like career high, 18 defensive runs saved, led all shortstops, fielding run value of 15. Just yeah, a great year on the ground. Catcher, Gabriel Moreno of the D-backs. Now we're starting to see where the people weren't knowing why the D-backs were winning. They played good defense. Gabriel Moreno, 20 defensive runs saved behind the plate. Caught stealing above average, 9. The best in the MLB. First Diamondbacks catcher to win a Gold Glove. Wow. And to think, he only played 19 Major League games before this season behind the plate.
That was with the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah. So, sixth youngest catcher to win the Gold Glove. Pitcher, Zach Wheeler. Sure. I guess. But in the outfield, Ian Happ, another Cub. Looks like the Cubs are playing some solid defense. 12
Cubs and D-backs.
Wow. 12 outfield assists and a 10.7 ultimate zone rating in 2023. He was making most of he made the most above average distance catches of of left fielders. That's insane. Center field, a Rocky, Brenton Doyle.
Excuse me.
Wow, the rookie. Oh, yeah, I do remember this. Set the StatCast record, 105.7 mile per hour throw.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
That's
Ridiculous
cool.
arm.
So he won the award for one throw.
No, he also led all of baseball with a fielding run value of 21.
That's good.
Yeah, very good. In right field, you're not going to fucking believe this.
Don't even say it.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Don't.
How?
How is this kid?
No. Dude, 2 years ago when he was trying to play in the outfield, he couldn't fucking catch a ball to save his life. This year, he led the MLB in defensive runs saved. 29. That's ridiculous. His average arm strength of 96.6 only trailed Nolan Jones in the National League. And he only played 24 games in the outfield before this season.
Okay. He shouldn't be allowed to win this one.
It's absurd that he did, though. And utility is fellow Padre, Ha-Seong Kim, one of the best defenders in the league.
He's nasty.
Yeah, he makes crazy plays. He had 10 defensive runs saved at second base, and he also played at third and shortstop.
Is it crazy that there was no Braves?
I don't think so. I think Riley was a nominee.
He made a good
Michael Harris, I think, was a nominee.
That's a surprising one for me.
Yeah, but I'll give it to Brenton Doyle. That what was the big stat? Yeah, the leading all of baseball in fielding run value with 21 is absurd, especially for a rookie center fielder.
Yeah,
So I think I'll
that
give him his credit for that one. But that's enough of the baseball talk for now. Um, yeah, let's talk college football as we do. And it starts off week 9, number 2. We'll start with our ranked versus ranked matchups. Then we'll go to upsets. Then we'll go to the top teams. But we have a ranked versus ranked matchup at the top. Number 2, Georgia, 30. Number 12, Missouri, 21. Just
great game.
squeezing it out.
Great game.
Yeah, it was wire to wire.
Mizzou looked good. They were in it the whole game.
Yeah.
They were leading.
Yeah, they were leading in the first quarter, but Georgia just finds a way, man.
Yeah, it's
Not even
Dejon Edwards.
not a great game from anybody. You know, Dejon Edwards and Kendall Milton both had efficient days on the ground. Not their best appearances, but Carson Beck, 21 for 32, 254, 2 touchdowns. Not amazing, certainly not bad. Lad McConkey leading the receivers with 95 yards. After him, Ra Thomas with 36. Crazy.
Yeah, so you're seeing with Brock Bowers out, they're really looking to Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
Yeah, and I definitely don't blame them.
No, not at all.
But on Missouri's side, it just seemed like Brady Cook couldn't quite get like huge plays off against this Georgia defense, and they kind of just pressured him a lot, made him throw a lot of incomplete passes. But Theo Weiss, 5 receptions, 90 yards. Luther Burden III, who left the game for a little bit, couple drives, comes back into the game, 3 receptions, 53 yards, and a touchdown. But the big thing for Missouri that kept him in it was Cody Schrader on the ground, 22 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, no, he's been great all year
Yeah.
doing this against team. And also, bro, can we talk about this name? Mookie Cooper.
Solid.
It's a great name. Absolutely great name.
Yeah. What about Realus George Jr.?
No. That's no way
Second to last on Missouri's defense.
that's nasty. Niles is it Gaddy?
Yeah, that one's
Niles.
solid. Niles Gaddy. Ennis
No.
Rakestraw Jr.?
Yeah, dude. How have we never how have we never talked about Missouri before?
I don't know.
But
They're
no,
full of names.
yeah, I mean, this was the matchup everyone was looking at. Like, I know
Yeah.
everybody overhyped the Kentucky matchup, but
Don't forget about next
this one.
week.
Oh yeah. What was that? Ole Miss, Georgia?
Yeah.
Is it at?
It's in Athens, of course.
Ah,
We'll talk about that game. But
we'll talk about it.
yeah,
But no, this was a great
You're
game.
right. This was a game that was certainly circled on the schedule after the first couple of weeks with Missouri off to a great start. They've been playing great, and this wasn't an exception. They still played good football. Georgia just outplayed them like they have with all of their opponents. It's those small moments where you think they're giving up and they don't, and it changes the course of these games.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%.
Let's get into the next one, though. Number 5, Washington, 52. USC, 42. Number 20, USC, 42. Hit the over. That 75.5 over. Easy. A nice 94-point total. Michael Penix, not even like a crazy game. The crazy game goes to Dylan Johnson on the ground. 26 carries, 256 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yo, Dylan Johnson had the same amount of rushing yards as Michael Penix had passing yards.
Yeah, which Penix, 22 for 30, 256, 2 touchdowns, did throw a pick, but not a bad game for him. And
No, not at all.
he also ran in a touchdown himself, but Roma Dunze, Jalen Polk, having solid games. Jalen Polk got a touchdown. Devin Culp, 2 receptions, 27 yards and a touchdown. But for some reason, the story of the game here, the run game for Washington. Obviously, they game planned well for USC because we know they can't defend the run, but USC kind of did it back to them. 11 carries for Austin Jones, 127 yards, and You also had Darwin Barlow, 2 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Raleek Brown had a rushing touchdown. Caleb Williams had a rushing touchdown. But Caleb bests Michael Penix's performance in my mind, 27 for 35, 312, and 3 touchdowns, no picks. A much better performance after a couple of shaky weeks.
This was a better game by USC.
Yeah.
Much better. But like we said, the defense of the Pac-12 non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you were looking for a fun and exciting game to watch, go watch a Pac-12 game.
Oh yeah. I've said this multiple times. I've loved watching the Pac-12. Taj Washington, wow. 8 receptions, 122 and a touchdown. Brendan Rice had a great touchdown catch. He had 44 yards. Mario Williams as well had a good touchdown catch. But overall, just a ridiculous offense for USC. But Washington just buffed up in that fourth quarter. Finally got him to stop scoring. The offense, gave him some support, but wow, that defense really showed up in the fourth quarter, something that I wasn't expecting. I thought this game was for sure going to stay close all the way through, and they end up with a 10-point win after being tied going into the fourth.
Yeah, and it was the late game turnover.
Yeah.
It's really what hurt. But no, overall fun, exciting game to watch. I mean, just shows you Washington can compete with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. They certainly have continued to prove why they should be up at the top. They just need a Big Ten team to lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's get into the next game. We've got number 7 Texas 33, number 23 Kansas State 30, and this one should have gone to overtime.
Yeah.
Kansas State honestly made a horrible decision in my mind. I get it. You want to win the game, but take it to overtime. You were on a okay. Well, it did go to overtime. Get the field goal and continue the overtimes.
Mm-hmm.
You had them bent over in the fourth quarter. You put up 16 points just to send it to overtime. You look great. And then in overtime, you just give up. I don't get it.
I didn't personally watch this game.
I watched a lot of the beginning. I wasn't able to watch the end because I was driving home from work. But for this whole game, Texas looked great. In Kansas State just starts crawling back in that second half. Really, in the fourth quarter, they get it. And they just give up on their chance to win this game by going for it.
Yeah, it seems like Texas was really held together by 2 people.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks, A.D. Mitchell.
Yeah.
That looks about what the offense was surrounded. Yeah, C.J. Baxter had a great game, 10 carries, 90 yards. Xavier Worthy, 5 receptions, 48 yards. After that, that's really about it. I mean, Malik Murphy, 19 completions on 37 attempts, 248 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 picks.
Yeah, a lot of overthrowing in this game for Malik Murphy. It didn't see, watching the game in real time, didn't seem like his game was that bad. It was a lot of incompletions on third down. That was the problem. But on Kansas State's side, Will Howard started off slow, picks it way up in the second half, and looks great considering they could not find a run game to save their lives. They still look good. Will Howard, 26 for 42. That's a lot of attempts, but 327, 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. And you really spread the ball in this offense as well. Costly fumble by Will Howard, but the same goes for Jonathan Brooks, who lost one. And I think overall, this one came down to the coach. You can't go for it. I don't know how many times I could say that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just bonehead move right there.
Yeah, and I get it because they had I think it was a 27-yarder or something. Their kicker missed one of those earlier in the game. But still, you got to give them another chance.
Exactly.
But yeah, it seems boneheaded to me. I'm not a coach. Next game though, number 8 Alabama 42, number 14 LSU 30. Sorry, 28. Looking at the wrong score. It's a great game. It was. I'll give it to y'all. You guys played great.
I will say this. First, going into halftime, I'm like, "Great, this is gonna be a fucking 49-49 nail biter at the end."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we killed Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. He got clobbered.
Once Jaden Daniels left the game, the game was over.
I still don't think you guys should be happy that that's how you won.
No. Uh, Listen, I'm not happy, but, here's the thing, our defense looked 10 times better
Yes,
in that
I'll
second
give you
half.
that.
They came out, and the secondaries were able to control Malik Neighbors
Yeah.
and, Logan Diggs, everything like that, we were able to control them. Yeah, it sucks what happened to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Garrett
It does.
Nussmeier probably didn't even practice this week. There was a 0% chance he ever came into this game.
Yeah, what's that old, comedy TV series? It was, Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
That's him. That's him, basically.
Yeah.
He loves to
He's
be the
Alex
backup
Moran.
quarterback.
I think
He
that's the guy's name.
he loves to be the backup quarterback.
That's fair. Yeah, this was a big game for quarterbacks running. 11 carries for Jaden Daniels, 163 yards and a touchdown. But Jalen Milroe somehow beats that. 20 carries, 155 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. In total, you scored 6 touchdowns in the game, all rushing, with Jace McClellan getting his own and Roydell Williams, who had a sneaky, very good game. 6 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
He's like a mini Pacheco the way he runs, man. He runs so angry.
Yeah. But Jalen Milroe wasn't horrible in the air either. 15 for 23, 219, no touchdowns, but no picks.
Yeah, he did what he needed to. Yeah, he had some overthrown balls, but he trusted his arm in those situations. He looked more comfortable in the pocket, and he didn't have to scramble every fucking play.
Yeah, and I will say for Jaden Daniels, he would not have been as good if Malik Neighbors was not amazing. 10 receptions, 171 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty much took up all of Jaden Daniels' passing yards.
Yeah. I will say LSU had a lot of drops.
Yes, they did.
Mason Taylor, specifically, had I think 5 drops.
Yeah, not good. Harold Perkins finally looked good.
Yeah, he did.
I'll give him that. But Alabama's defense just too much, especially for Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah, Terrion Arnold, baby.
Yeah,
finally with a takeaway. He needed that.
Yeah. We've talked about these teams too many times to go through names.
Yeah,
Jacoby and Guillory.
Jaheim Otis.
Ovi
Laid McKinstry.
Ogwofo. All right,
Yeah.
enough.
Right.
Next game, we got to control our addiction to reading names off of a computer screen. Next game to not only finish off the ranked versus ranked matchups, but to start the upsets. Number 22, Oklahoma State, 27. Number 9, Oklahoma, 24. Wow.
Let's go, man.
The final bedlam that has been scheduled. Wow. Dylan Gabriel had a pretty solid game, but Alan Bowman essentially matches him at it. And Ollie Gordon, good God, what a running back. Though not the most efficient day, he had a lot of carries, 33, 137 and 2 touchdowns. Alan Bowman, the quarterback, rushed for a touchdown. I will say on Oklahoma's side, Gavin Sawchuk had an amazing game on the ground. 13 carries, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. That's 8.5 per carry. But Oklahoma State just barely gets the best of them. A lot of very equal performances on each side for these teams. You had the leading receiver for Oklahoma, Drake Stoops, 12 receptions, 134 yards and a touchdown. But then Rashad Owens, 10 receptions, 136 yards. And then you had Jaleel Farouk, 7 receptions, 98. Brennan Presley, 8 receptions, 97. A lot of parallels on these offenses. Oklahoma State just kicks enough field goals.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing here was just the turnovers, man.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State turned the ball over once. Oklahoma turned it over 3 times.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the biggest thing when it comes down to because 3 points. But yeah, Oklahoma State just looked better.
Yeah,
Like Gabriel, yeah, he threw for all those yards, but couldn't get it in the end zone. Yeah, he got it in there once, but your receivers are having too good of games not to be able to get in there 4 to 5 times.
yeah, I agree. Um, Woody Washington, Woody with an I.
Ooh, let's see. DeJohn Terry.
Oh, wait, Cody Waltersheed.
What?
Walterscheid? Shed? It's Walter something.
Hudson Cack.
All right, yeah, that wins. Next game, another upset. Unranked Clemson beats number 15, Notre Dame, 23, 31-23 for Clemson. Cade Klubnik sucks.
I wonder who would have guessed that game.
I don't know.
Like oh, Josh Allen, you suck.
Looks like
It's like
you painted your hair to root for that team.
oh, fuck you. Fuck.
Are you wearing an orange sweatshirt as well?
It's green.
Fuck.
Wow.
Fuck. Color blindness. Got me again. All right, back to the game, though. Cade Klubnik sucks. 109, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But without Will Shipley, Phil Maffa, 36 carries, 186 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That name wins it.
Yeah, I think Phil
Phil
Maffa
Maffa.
is one of the best. For Notre Dame, Sam Hartman continues to suck. He is not good. He started off so great against shitty teams.
Up here, and it's just
Yeah, it's been a steady decline. Audric Estime still had a good game, 17 carries, 87 yards and a touchdown. Sam Hartman, good on the ground, 7 carries, 68 yards and a touchdown. But outside of that, they couldn't get anything going. Their leading receiver had 35 yards. And it was on 1 reception.
Rico Flores Jr.
Good name.
Yeah.
But, Clemson, kind of the same way. Neither of these teams could pass the ball, but Clemson's running game was just a little bit better.
No, this game was shit.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about here.
How
Jeremiah Trotter for Clemson had a great game. 2 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss, and led the team in tackles.
How was this game 31-23?
I don't know. Notre Dame kicked 3 field goals, which definitely contributed to it. But, yeah, Clemson, they did have the defensive touchdown. Jeremiah Trotter as well. He had an insane game, Jeremiah Trotter. Yeah. 11 total tackles, led the entire game, tied for the lead in solo tackles with 7, had 2 sacks, more than double Notre Dame, 2.5 tackles for loss, and the touchdown. Just crazy.
Great game. Absolutely.
But let's move on to the next one. Arizona, who just loves playing upset, 27, number 19 UCLA, 10.
Yeah,
dude,
man.
Arizona just has some big wins over good teams. They've now beaten, out of their 6 wins, some of them being Washington State, Oregon State, UCLA, 3 weeks straight. They start off the season 3-3 with losses to Mississippi State, Washington, and USC. And then they win 3 straight, all against ranked opponents. Crazy. And now they have Colorado next week, who sucks. Colorado is ass. And then you play Utah. Luckily, you're in Arizona, so you don't have to deal with that environment. And then you finish off at Arizona State. This team could win 9 games.
Yeah, they can get them a bowl game.
Yeah, they already have a bowl game, but they could get a good one. Ethan Garbers looked like shit. 13 for 21, 143. Really didn't do anything. Dante Moore came in, also didn't really do anything. They couldn't run the ball efficiently. They ran it amongst multiple people. None of them did it well. For Arizona, Noah Fifida, I don't think we've decided on how to say it. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Fifida?
I'm a guess.
Okay.
Fifida.
And how about you guess what their leading wide receiver's first name is?
Tetero, Tetero, Tetero.
Okay, McMillan. 4 receptions, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
Great game.
Yeah, good game for him. And Arizona
Wildcats.
goes away with a win. Crazy. Crazy
Oh,
shit.
Wildcats, baby.
Next game, though, Army 23 over number 25 Air Force, who only puts up a measly 3 points. This one hurt me. It did.
Yeah, well, it's probably due to fact. Did you look at the passing leader?
Yeah. For Air Force, Zach Larriere, 9 completions on 22 attempts. Maybe after a couple of them, you stop throwing the ball. He also
Justin
led in
Jones had a
rushing
better
for their
completion
team.
rate.
Yeah, that's true. But Bryson Daly for Army, their quarterback, 4 for 9, 40 yards. Not a bad day.
Yeah, read the next stat line.
Yeah. He also ran 36 times for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is the most Service Academy game ever. An 8-0 Air Force at home loses to unranked 2-6 Army 23-3.
Yeah, that's horrible. When there's not even a combined 150 passing yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Very Service Academy. Got to be some good names here, though.
I didn't even think about that.
Ajon Marshall.
Let's see.
Bo Nicholas Paul.
Oh,
That's 3 first names.
John Lee Elridge III.
Quindrellin Hammonds.
Zach Juckel.
Osaro Aihi.
Jaden They're
That's good. Yeah, that's a solid one.
Jonathan Youngblood.
Bo Richter.
This man's out here playing Wizards 101. Jalen Mergerson.
All right. Yeah, enough of that one. Shout out. Bo Nicholas Paul had 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's great.
Great game for him. But enough of that. Let's talk about the top teams and their results. Number 1, Ohio State. Ugh, I hate even just saying number 1 Ohio State. 35, Rutgers 16. It was fucking close. Rutgers took a lead into the second half, 9-7. But luckily, Ohio State has this guy named Travion Henderson, and he is very good at football.
Yeah, that's cool. They gave up 16 to Rutgers. They should not be number 1. Next.
You at least want to find a name.
Yeah.
It can be on Rutgers.
What's Rutgers running back? Kyle
Monangai?
Yeah, that wins.
What about Jaquay Jackson? Oh,
Robert
Flip Dixon.
No, Robert Longerbeam.
I think Flip Dixon is better.
Oh, dude, I don't know. Flynn Appleby. The punter.
Yeah.
The punter.
Yeah, Flynn Appleby. It's not bad.
That's fucking.
All right, next game though. Fuck Ohio State. Number 3, Michigan 41. Purdue 13. I'm gonna assume Purdue didn't get the chance to change their signals.
Yeah, probably not. But also, since when does JJ McCarthy throw for over 300 passes?
That's what I'm saying. Blake Corum had a shit day. 15 carries, 44 yards.
Yeah.
Donovan Edwards, much worse.
Here's the thing.
But yeah, he had 3 touchdowns. Yeah, and Donovan Edwards, 8 carries, 21 yards, but he had a touchdown. It seems like JJ McCarthy can get him down the field. He just can't pass in the red zone.
Yeah, Roman Wilson got him down there, but
yeah. Yeah, tough game for Purdue. Hudson Card is just not good. All right, yeah, I think that's enough of that one.
Tyrone Tracy Jr.
Yep, that's the winner. Don't even need to keep looking. My number 4, Florida State Seminoles.
We can skip that.
Yep. Number 4, Florida State. 24, Pitt 7. This was a defensive game, and I think it was going to be from the start. no Keon Coleman, no Johnny Wilson. It was going to be defensive. But Jaquez Douglas, one hell of a game. 6 receptions, 115 yards. Jordan Travis still making do without his two best wide receivers. Had 360 yards and a touchdown. But Trey Benson with a huge 55-yard run, big rushing touchdown. Got 12 carries, 97 yards, and that touchdown. Jordan Travis ran one in himself, too. Pitt had us for a minute. They had the lead. It was 0-0 after the first. They had the lead in the second, but we come back. We scored 10 unanswered and then put on another 14 in the third and then just play some defense from there.
Yeah. Sebo Flemister.
Wow. That is a fucking fantastic name.
Not as good as Gavin Bartholomew.
No, I think Sebo
Yeah.
beats that. Flemister.
Bub memes means.
Yeah, he's a very good wide receiver. He's huge.
Yeah, too bad he lost a fumble.
True.
Dude, they got fire names, bro.
Bengali
Look at their fumble.
Kamara.
Yes, dude.
Konata Mumpfield.
You got great names.
Defense
Bruce
isn't
Brookins.
great. Braylon Lovelace.
They got great names. I'll give it to him.
Solid punter, too. Caleb Junko.
Oregon put a fucking whooping on Cal.
Yeah. Number 6, Oregon, 63. The Cal Golden Bears, 19. Whew.
The thing is, going into the second quarter, it's 14-10.
Bo Nix, 6 total touchdowns. 386 and 4 in the air. And 3 yards, 2 touchdowns. Which, considering sacks, changes things. But Tez Johnson, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns on 12 receptions. Bro.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah, Bucky Irving had a good game, too. 18 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. But, yeah, this game was absolute domination. Oregon only was up 14-10 after the first quarter and then scored 21 points in the second quarter, 7 in the third, and another 21 in the fourth.
Yeah, so they just played the second and the fourth.
No, they played every quarter. They put up a touchdown in all of them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, ridiculous. Any good? Oh, Matthew Littlejohn on Cal.
Yeah, that's fire.
That's good.
Dude.
Trickweze Bridges for
That's
Oregon.
literally Hopo Amuve?
Amuave, probably.
Hopo.
All right. Last game of the top 10. Number 10, Ole Miss, 38. Texas A&M, 35. Real close one. Jackson Dart had a great game, though. 24 for 33, 387, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Quinshon Judkins, wow. 23 carries, 102, and 3 touchdowns. Not his most efficient day, still a great one.
He's back.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, he's not getting like the huge runs, but he's just consistently gaining a decent amount of yards. Like, getting a very good amount of like 10 plus yards. And of course, 3 touchdowns is huge.
Looks great.
Trey Harris, though, in the air, 11 receptions, 213 yards, and a touchdown. He was Jackson Dart's go-to in this game.
Yeah, that's insane. Next closest, Jordan Watkins, 5 receptions, 47 yards.
No, it was Dayton Wade.
No,
4 receptions, 80 yards. Oh, receptions-wise, yeah. But just a crazy game. And Max Johnson, not too bad on the other side. 31 for 42, 305, a touchdown and a pick. Amari Daniels and Le'Veon Moss both get a touchdown on the ground, as well as Max Johnson. Ja'Day Walker with 100 yards in the air. Aeneas Smith with 83. But Ole Miss barely edges him out, holds him off in the final, in the fourth quarter. But way too close.
Yeah, no, this should not have been that close.
Yeah.
That's why it worries me that Georgia's just going to be just fine next week.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. But let's go ahead and we made a little bit of a change. So no more AP poll. So we're doing our college football top 10. Do you want to start at 1, or do you want to start with like our first teams out?
Uh we can do. Oh, dude, what do you want to do? It. I'd be down for the first teams out.
Okay, so we'll start with our first two out, and then we'll kind of go down the list starting at 10. My first two out, so at 12, essentially, I'm keeping Oklahoma there. Only
Really?
because it's between them and Oregon State. And to me, Oklahoma has better wins. They have the same kind of losses. One unranked opponent, one low 20s opponent, each of them. But I like Oklahoma's win over Texas significantly more than any of Oregon State's wins.
Okay. So you basically saying 12 and 11 are Oklahoma Penn State?
No, I've
Is that
actually
what you
got
just
Louisville at 11.
Louisville at 11. Okay. That's I was curious. I had Louisville at 12.
Okay.
And then dude, I had Penn State at 11.
Okay.
That's what I had.
Okay. So um I have Ole Miss staying at 10 with how close their win was. And then
Yeah.
I have Penn State going up to 9.
Okay. I have Penn State or I have Ole Miss at 10. Um dude, wait. Can I not read right now? No. Dude, all right. Refresh.
Okay.
Refresh.
Cool.
12 Louisville.
Gotcha.
11 Oklahoma.
Got it. Okay. That was the
10.
discrepancy.
Yeah. 10 I have Penn State.
Got it.
And then Ole Miss at
Okay.
9.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about putting Ole Miss up there. That was way too close of a game with A&M.
Yeah. No, it is. I don't know. I know their defense is better than what that we just saw against A&M.
Yeah.
It honestly is. They've had a couple of weird games to really put off. Sorry, Buffalo just tried to run some stupid flea flicker type
I'm
shit,
watching
and
it
it
right
just
now.
didn't work.
Good. I'm facing Josh Allen in fantasy. All right. So number 8, who do you have? This one's interesting.
8, I still have Bama at 8.
I have Texas at 8.
The thing is, like,
They went
how
all the way to OT.
yeah, but the thing is, I that head to head,
I don't care. I
yeah,
think if you're and I know that there's injuries and stuff, but Alabama's got to deal with them too. It just isn't to their quarterback.
yeah,
So for me, Texas played a shit game. It's not just because of their quarterback that they played a bad game and went all the way to overtime, whereas Alabama beat the number 14 team in the nation by, 14 points?
yeah,
Like, that's a way bigger deal to me. I think Texas stays where they are. Does Texas move down technically?
yeah. I didn't know, I didn't know what this was gonna be like. So really, honestly, I would put Alabama at 1,
Okay, well,
and then no, but Imma keep Alabama where they're at right now.
okay. Yeah, I
Same
put
with Texas.
okay. I put Texas at 7, just flipped them. Then I do have Oregon, Washington staying still.
Yeah,
All right.
just I feel like Washington can outshoot them on
Yeah,
offense, right?
for me, yeah. It's like I think Oregon's a more complete team, and I think Washington's better.
Yeah, it's weird. They're both really good.
Yeah. I've got FSU just staying at 4.
Mhm.
A little bit of a slow day on offense. If we would have really blew them out of the water, maybe I would have considered, jumping some cheaters. But Michigan stays at 3 for me.
Mhm.
Ohio
I
State's number 2 in the nation.
I had a hot take with Mike earlier, and oh my
What just happened?
god,
What just
bro,
happened?
what Dalton Kincaid hold on to the freaking ball?
Oh,
The
wow.
that's a fumble. I
Yeah,
got
that's tough.
Kincaid, man.
That's tough. What were you saying? You said you got in
But
a
yeah,
heated argument with Mike?
sorry, yeah, because I was making a little bit of the argument that Michigan could be up there with how dominant they looked, but I
They
also
don't play anybody.
you didn't let me fucking finish.
I'm sorry. I
I
just I
I
can't
literally
let
I
you say that.
literally I literally just said I counter argued my statement by saying they didn't play
Okay,
anybody.
good. I'm glad.
But I'm really looking forward to their matchup with Penn State.
Yes. Fun
It really
fact: up
should.
to this point, Michigan, one of the 20th easiest schedules in FBS.
Yeah.
That's crazy for a perennial top tier team now to
Yeah.
be playing that bad of teams, and they're cheating.
Yeah, Ohio State number 2, Georgia
Jesus
number 1.
Christ. Apologies to everybody that's listening to this. I'm
I
not
forgot
turning
I
that
changed my
down.
mic. I
What?
forgot I changed my mic.
Yeah, you did change your mic, so it's a way louder when you get close to it. Um, yeah, Ohio State is number 2,
Yeah.
100%. Don't care about the first AP or the first college football playoff poll. Ohio State is not the number 1 team in the nation. It's
They're
still
hardly
Georgia.
the number 2.
It is still Georgia.
Mhm.
Um, and I hate to say that because like I've shit on Georgia quite a few times this year. I shit on Ohio State week after week.
Yeah, they're just I I don't trust Kyle McCord to go into a college football playoff and lead
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm
winning.
saying. If you put when it comes down to picking one or two, a lot of times it's up in the air. When you look at these two teams, I think there is a 0% chance that Kyle McCord has a good day against Georgia.
It wouldn't even be close.
Yeah, the only way Ohio State wins is Travion Henderson going insane.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's crazy that Georgia's not number 1. I know people get mad about the argument of like looking at past years, but the thing is that that's how the AP poll works. That's how we judge things going forward. And then when the college football playoff ranking starts, you at least gotta look at the AP poll for reference. Because especially at the top, because they didn't change much up at the top. But down at the bottom is where you see the discrepancies. You see where people are like, okay, strength of schedule matters because a team like Air Force goes from, I think, number 18 is what they were in the AP last week, but they were number 25 in the CFP. Yeah, overall, I know that like Ohio State's not going to move. The College Football Playoff Committee's not going to move them because they won 35-16 over a 6-2 team. But Georgia winning 21 or 30-21 over a 7-1 team that's number 12 in the country. In case we forgot, the College Football Playoff Committee put them there, and they're not going to take the spot.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, well, that's the end of our top 10. I think I like that format a little bit. It gives us a little more talking points when it comes to rankings. But let's go ahead and talk about next week's biggest biggest matchups.
Yeah, starting on Thursday, November 9th,
Oh, he's
give me
pulling a me.
Virginia, Louisville.
Fuck yeah. The
Yes,
2-win
sir.
Virginia Cavaliers,
Can
whose
we
2
can we
wins come over William and Mary and a huge upset over North Carolina, a close game. They almost beat Miami in overtime.
can we see another upset here on a Thursday night in
I,
Louisville, Kentucky?
as a Florida State fan, I would love nothing more because we don't get to play Louisville until probably the ACC championship.
Yeah. All right. You ready to bust out some matchups here?
Yeah, UGA Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's
That's
I
that
know that Michigan Penn State is this week. UGA Ole Miss is a bigger deal.
yeah. I'm taking Michigan Penn State because you just took Georgia Ole
Yeah.
Miss. But
Washington Utah.
I think it's perfect that Michigan Penn State's noon
Yes.
and Ole Miss and
Big noon
Georgia
kickoff on Fox. Ole
at
Miss
prime time.
Georgia.
Is game
Prime
day in Athens?
time. I don't know.
Probably be
Let's
worth
see.
finding out.
I hope it is. I fucking guarantee you it's at State College.
What was the next one matchup you said?
Um Washington, Utah.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Yes, it
What
is in
about
Athens. I'm
what about
surprised. I'm surprised they
Tennessee,
didn't suck the
Missouri?
dicks of Penn State. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah,
matchup.
at Missouri. So they're not in Knoxville.
Yeah, Oregon, USC. I know Oregon's gonna beat the shit out of them, but it's gonna be high scoring. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Honestly,
Um,
I'm feeling a little Florida LSU.
I don't hate it, especially if Jaden Daniels is gonna still be out.
Yeah, if Jaden Daniels is out, Florida can win this game.
Yeah. All right, hear me out. Miami, Florida State.
Like, why are we looking at this?
It's a good game. It's a
Okay.
historic rivalry.
Yeah, historic rivalry that Florida State's going to absolutely mollywop if they can get their receivers back.
Yeah, that's the big if.
Yeah, if not,
I think Johnny Wilson will be back because he was like game time decision this past week. I don't know about Keon Coleman at all.
yeah. West
Uh,
Virginia, Oklahoma. West Virginia can easily beat Oklahoma.
if they run the ball, their running back is good at West Virginia.
Donaldson Jr.
Yep. A little midnight snack over there. Air Force Hawaii. I'm
The
kidding.
Rainbow
That
Warriors,
is a
baby.
shit matchup. Air Force won't be ranked next week, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Texas TCU could be surprising because
Yeah.
Texas is not very good with Malik Murphy right now.
Yo, hear me out. Hear me out. Oklahoma State's got to go down to UCF.
UCF is not very good, but I could see why that could end up being a very good game.
Yeah, dude, the over-under is 63.5.
Yeah, but Oklahoma State's only favored by 2.5.
Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
Oh, big catch by Jamar.
Oh, for real?
R.
How's he doing in fantasy? You know?
I can let you know real quick.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Kincaid lost some points.
Let's see any good group of 5 matchups.
You're on that. Why?
Ugh.
I can tell you what. Jamar doesn't have.
UConn James Madison's gonna be bad.
Jamar is 8.1.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's not great.
Wow. There's no good matchups in the group of 5.
Not at all.
Typically, there's Texas State, Coastal Carolina. It's not bad. Both 6-3.
Who's Georgia Southern got?
I don't know, but they lost to Texas State past week.
Yeah,
Marshall.
I got whooped.
Marshall.
I like that.
All right. Well, is it time to piss people off?
Little hot take season.
Yeah, man. Stake your claim.
All
You want to
right.
go first, me?
Nah, for the 100th episode, I think the original host
All right.
should take his
I
stake.
will.
Your claim.
Maybe we'll make another little viral clip out of this. We'll see.
Hey, what we got? What we got?
The Dolphins are frauds. I pointed it out on Friday, and we talked about it at the beginning of the episode. Dolphins have not beaten a team above 500. They now have 6 wins against teams below 500, and their 3 losses are teams to above 500 that are above 500. Don't get me wrong, the offense is great. They're not good enough all around to beat the best of the best teams.
Okay.
They're probably gonna win their division unless the Bills have something to say about it, which I don't know. But I can confidently say that the Dolphins have 0 chance of getting past the first round of the playoffs. 0 chance.
Even if they get to host it at home.
Doesn't matter. There is no home field advantage there. It probably helps them out. Like it helps other teams out too because it's going to be cold. So, let's say they're hosting some team from up north. It's probably going to help them out. They don't have to play in the cold.
Probably.
But if the Dolphins have to go up north, they're going to get fucked.
Yeah. Feed it to the guy who's used to playing in the cold. Feed Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like, think about it. First round, you got like the Bengals or the Oh, dude, first round at Baltimore,
Yeah,
fucked.
that's raps.
They are fucked.
That's raps.
So yeah, I think the Dolphins are frauds.
Okay. I think you're a little crazy for that one,
I
but
don't think so. Beat a
I
team
I
that's
get
above
I
500.
I get your point. I get your point.
All right,
But
what you got?
so, even the Minnesota Vikings are real playoff contenders with Joshua Dobbs at quarterback.
And you thought my take was bad?
They are real playoff contenders.
Are you saying playoff contenders as in they can get to the playoffs, or playoff contenders like they can win playoff games?
Like they can win playoff games.
No.
Yes.
No.
Healthy Justin Jefferson. Joshua Dobbs in an environment where he can compete and actually win. He's got a way better coach than Kevin O'Connell.
Maybe.
Listen, I like it because you get different looks with Minnesota Vikings, and it opens up so many more play options. So, like when Kirk was quarterback, listen, you know he wasn't mobile at all.
Yeah.
It's either going to the running back or it's going to Justin Jefferson.
And it was almost always Justin Jefferson.
Exactly. You got Josh Dobbs who loves to spread the ball. He loves to hand it off, but he also loves to take it himself. You know, we talk about it. He's guaranteed
Yes.
that one touchdown run every fucking game.
It's true.
Listen, I like what's going on over there in Minnesota. They're on a 5-game heater right now.
Yeah. Look, I think they can win games for sure. But they have a hard schedule.
Yeah, let's
Let's talk schedules. Let's do this thing. Okay. They got the Saints. Okay, never mind. Maybe their schedule isn't that hard. The next 4 weeks are wins.
see.
Actually, okay, hold on.
Saints will be tough.
Saints
It's
will be
gonna
tough.
because
I think
that's a
at the
playoff
Broncos,
rematch.
they might not play well. Sunday night football.
Sunday night football.
I
In
know
Denver,
that Kirk Cousins is the king of losing in prime time,
but he ain't there.
but maybe it's a little more of just a Vikings thing.
Yeah,
Because the whole
let's see.
team doesn't play well in prime time. But Bears, easy win Monday night football. What the fuck?
Yeah, they get the back-to-back primetime.
Yeah,
Look at that.
just in time
Raiders.
for Justin
Raiders is the
Jefferson.
dub.
Yeah, Raiders is a dub. But you go at the Bengals. You're at home versus the Lions. You go you're at home versus the Packers, which by that point in the season, I don't know what the Packers will be. So maybe they'll just be trying to play spoiler. But then you play the Lions in Detroit. You only have 2 weeks between playing them the first time and the last time. That's not going to bode well for them.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think I'm gonna call it right now. They win out. They win week 10, win week 11, win week 12. They got a bye week 13. They win week 14. I'm gonna fucking say it. They're gonna beat the Bengals and win week 15. Yeah, I'm sorry.
At that point in the season, they are not beating this Bengals team.
And then listen, they're gonna drop week 16. They're gonna win week 17, and they're gonna drop week 18. So they're gonna lose 2 more games this season.
I think
And
they're going to lose 4 more games.
it's both against the Lions.
I think they're losing 4 more, either
Is
against
is this your fucking stake your claim?
No.
I don't believe so.
I am refuting your claim.
No,
I think they're going to lose 4 more games.
believe no. So you think they're gonna lose Bengals, Lions, and who else? Packers?
Either Packers or Broncos.
They're not losing the Broncos.
You don't know that. The Chiefs just lost to
sorry.
the Broncos last week
Okay, I'm sorry, but
at Mile High.
Josh does not have the fucking flu.
I don't care.
It, what are you smoking? Because I want to.
We don't know if he won't have the flu by then either. Just saying.
Yeah, honestly, we know. What isn't it like what is week 12 when Jetta's supposed to be coming back?
I'm not sure on his timetable at the moment. I know he's available to come back week 10, so next week. I don't know if he will.
Yeah. No, he was moving around pretty well today at the stadium.
Yeah. So it says his most recent update. It's not clear if Jefferson will return from injured reserve when first eligible next week. Jefferson still needs to meet with doctors to determine his next step, and the team hasn't made its plans clear. Kevin O'Connell said he did not yet have the information about a potential return when asked Friday.
All right, I'm thinking week 12
I
against
think
the
week
Bears.
11 is probably more likely. He'll get cleared probably tomorrow by
Yeah,
doctors, and then he'll practice. He'll do limited practice all week leading up to week 10, and then full practice for week 11, and he'll be active.
yeah, because he'll have that long week going from 10 to 11
Yeah,
with the Sunday night game. And then he'll have an even longer week
yeah.
of rest and practice for week 12. But dude, I think, dude, I this offense can be really scary with a mobile quarterback.
I agree with you on that. I think their offense can get better. My issue is that their defense is not very good.
Yeah, they can tone in. Daniil Hunter, Harrison Smith.
Yeah.
They're the vets that can really control this defense and really step up and make plays for you. We saw today. We saw some really bright things from their defense against the Falcons today.
Yeah, but they still gave up 28 points to an offense that wasn't running the ball well and honestly
Mhm.
wasn't really passing the ball well. I know we kicked a lot of field goals, but the fact that you're letting us get into that range when we're not playing well is not a good sign.
I think the Falcons threw the ball just fine today.
I don't think it was great.
Yeah, it's not going to be Patrick Mahomes level style
I
great.
know that's what a great passing game is, though. We don't have a great passing game. We have a pretty good
Yeah,
passing game, and Drake London was out.
yeah. I don't
But
know.
I don't know.
We'll have
We'll
to
see.
see.
We'll see. We will see. And speaking of we will see, um, first of all,
Yeah,
like,
that look
comment.
right there
Yeah,
was.
I do the look into the camera every single time. And you know that because you're watching the YouTubes and you watch all 2.5 plus hours of this podcast today to see me look into your eyes and tell you to share the podcast with all of the people in your life. Not just your dogs, but your classmates. Share it with your classmates. I know you're in class right now listening to this on Monday morning. Share it with your classmates. Share it with your teacher, your professor, that random person you just walked next to that tried to hand you some business card about some stupid information on your college campus. I'm sure they want to know about this podcast too, but they also want you and them to follow us on all of our social media platforms. They are showing right below us right now, all the social media platforms. You're going to join the Reddit. You're going to follow us on all those platforms, and then you're going to go while you're listening to this YouTube and watching it. You're going to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications. Then you're going to go over the podcast platform, or you're already there listening to it. You're going to follow us on that podcast platform. You're going to rate us 5 stars. But with that being said, thank you guys for 100 episodes of Second and Short. Colin, anything for the people?
We couldn't do it without you guys. We love all of you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all the support through these 100. And yeah, we'll talk to you again at 1,000.
Hey,
No, we'll see you guys. I'll see you later this week. Colin will see you next week. Peace.
later.